Aloha, my name is Matt Apana, General Manager for ESPN Honolulu. I'd like to welcome you all to the kickoff of our 2021 ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest by United Healthcare Community Plan and presented by the Bump Card team. For the past 9 years, pre-COVID, we've held our sport festival at the Blaisdell Convention Center, creating great awareness and engaging experiences with a variety of different sport zones with many of our local business vendors. In creating an event for our local community that we feel brings great awareness, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, 2020 was a rough year for many of us, and our 10th year anniversary of the Sports Fest had to be canceled. 2021 brings new light, great opportunity, and as sports comes back, so does the Sports Festival. This year, we decided to open the doors to a new virtual sports festival, which anyone can enjoy right from the comfort of their own home or wherever you happen to be during our week-long schedule of events. I'm excited to present what we have in store. Check out the arena where we have different zones for different sports and drills for all ages. We've got you covered from football to baseball, basketball to tennis, and a whole lot more. As you continue to virtually wander through our virtual Sports Fest platform, stop in on our auditorium where you can watch a variety of different sports related to content that we've provided for our entertainment, such as the hot and trending Card Collecting 101 event, one of the one-on-one talks with current and former UH players and coaches, or listen in as we go one-on-one with our ESPN Honolulu personalities. It's that and much more. But wait, if you feel you need something, look no further than our marketplace. Just like the regular Sports Fest, we bring you some of our local business vendors and their products and services to showcase. And they're ready to give you a special offer made especially for the Sports Fest. That's 8 days of sports information, engaging activities, and a chance to win great prizes. So go to hawaiisportsnetwork.net. We hope you enjoy the 2021 Virtual Sports Fest. So without further ado, let's kick off the event with a live esports match between your University of Hawaii esports team versus UCLA. Let's go, Bows.
Welcome, everybody, here to the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest presented by United Healthcare and, of course, also presented by the Bump Card team. Keegan Clutch Kyoto alongside Colton 2000 Okimoto. We're bringing you a great matchup here. It is Hawaii versus UCLA, the Hawaii Esports team and the UCLA Esports team in the game of Overwatch. And this is a big matchup for us. And these two teams, later on in the season, we'll talk about this later, these two teams will be meeting in a different sort of sport. They'll be meeting in football in the very first game of the football season for the University of Hawaii and for UCLA in week 0. We'll talk about that soon. But Colton, let's go into this first because this is a little bit different. This is esports. So for the sports fans regularly watching, we have ourselves different map types. It's not, just back and forth like football, basketball, and all of that. Not any other sport. Esports is a little bit different, especially with Overwatch. There's different map types. Let's talk about the first one here of Control.
Yeah, so the first one is Control, as you're saying, and to break down a little bit more, Control is kind of like a king of the hill, right? There's 3 points that you can attack on a singular map, and with those points, you will look to hold it for as long as possible, and it's first into 100% wins that map, and then you'll move it on so that the whole entire thing is a best of 3, and then whoever wins 2 out of 3 of those maps wins that whole entire map. I guess it's a little awkward now that I'm talking with maps and maps and maps on top of each other, but basically, yeah, to sum it up, it's king of the hill. But like you were saying earlier, this matchup between UCLA and between UH, we've seen it on the esports side, casting some of their matches for Overwatch. We've seen this UH team play numerous times, but now we're heading over, looking at their rivalry as a whole. There's a lot more to it. Tell me more about that, Keegan.
Yeah, there's a lot more to this rivalry because we've seen this before, right? We've seen it in volleyball. We've seen it in baseball sometimes. I mean, we've seen it in many different sports between these two teams, especially recently. We saw Hawaii at UCLA playing in the water polo NCAA tournament at UCLA too. So that's another big one for them. But it goes all the way back to 1935 where Hawaii played UCLA inside of the Rose Bowl, and they will be playing at the historic Rose Bowl in week number 0. Of course, home of many different big events, home of the Rose Bowl game since 1923 in college football, holding 5 Super Bowls hosting the 1994 FIFA World Cup, and of course the USA winning, if you will, against that China matchup, the biggest one you will ever see in FIFA Women's World Cup history, the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup, where that ultimate penalty shot just goes in, and it is just in the insane celebration and all that. But we're not here to talk about the sports for right now. We're here to talk about the esports, if you will. We're into the game right now as we see the matchup between Hawaii and UCLA. First matchup here on Lijiang Tower. This map is called the Night Market, and you'll see restaurant rows all over the place here, but this is just going in. In the red side is the team out of UCLA. Blue side is the University of Hawaii, and these kills are just going back and forth here, if you will, and they're just trading right now. But Akamai and Ho'opahoa with the University of Hawaii getting themselves a few picks on their own. The rest of the team will fall for the Bruins, and Hawaii takes the first point.
Yeah, before we even really got to say, we got to see both Symmetras teleporting to the exact same spot. Very similar compositions. The only real change is going to be that Pharah on the side of UCLA. That's going to serve a little bit of a problem for that Junkrat, but, you know, we've seen it done before. Nantix has amazing plays on that Junkrat, so, you know, we'll see how it's dealt with both of these really mobile characters, but as I say that, Employee just takes them both out, and now we're here, and we'll see what happens with the rest of this point.
Yeah, Employee taking care of business very early on. Took out River to start it, and Clover does get a punch kill onto Pupper, but that's not even going to matter much of anything. So they do flip the point, but another big thing about this composition, too, is the only person that can really take care of it, or rather, I should say two people, River and Ho'opahoa, on the Diva and the Baptiste. Otherwise, Nantix, Akamai switches on over to the Ashe, giving in about half of the team to make sure that this Pharah doesn't get any check.
Yeah, you don't want that Pharah to get too much, but there's so much value to be gained, and that Ashe that we always see Akamai shine with, we'll see him hit one shot there, and we'll see how many he can hit, and if he can get that value onto the Pharah. Pharah's going to be jumping onto him, though, so a little bit of worry there.
Yeah, they're just trapped inside of this room right now. Really nothing coming out from the University of Hawaii. Ultimates-wise, you're going to see on the top of your screen those check marks that you will see coming up percentage-wise. Of course, you got to get to 100% to get ultimates to make those abilities even better. And right now, as it stands for the University of Hawaii, they're coming up on 2 ultimates, maybe a third with that self-destruct. UCLA looking really good, though. Here's the Riptire coming out. We'll see if this gets any value. It doesn't. The Diva almost dies. However, out of mech, I should say. Nantix able to get a kill onto the Mercy. That's a big pick if you're trying to get rid of the pocket. The self-destruct there and maybe stall out a little bit of time in this room. They're not going to get much of anything with that self-destruct. 60% enrolling now for the UCLA Bruins. And still lots of ultimates being used. There's the Transcendence to heal up as much as possible. There's the Pulse Bomb, not even needed to take care of Math Dealer Grandissimo inside of the back line already, just causing so much havoc. And this will allow the rest of the team of UCLA to fall in place. 74%. I don't know if they can take the point in this fight.
A very quick kill onto that Tracer, though. That's going to be one key player out of this match, and now that makes 2. Mercy's left to die in the back, and ball and straps are even better. That's the ult charge for Junkrat. That is a lot of room to play. That bar is still going to be an issue, though, as getting the double kill with the barrage. That means that no one is going to be left on the point, and now UH needs to fight for overtime.
But Akamai gets the shot onto Employee. It's not going to matter, though. I think they do get the res up onto this Pharah. But 99% enrolling, somebody's got to touch the point. The Lucio doesn't in time, and UCLA is going to be able to take point number 1, 100-26. So despite the untimely comeback that was Nantix, not enough to flip the point back in their favor. UCLA up 1-0 in the best 2 out of 3 control map.
Yeah, that is a very far-heavy map, and as we head into Control Center, I'm interested to see if that pick stays. Junkrat is one of the few characters here that is heavily played, simply because of the tight corridors, a lot of hallways you can spam down into. Pharah doesn't get as much play. Because this is an enclosed point, you can't fly up, you can't take advantage of a lot of, you know, natural cover in the point. There isn't really much. It's a lot of open space, and so you benefit not playing that character. But we're seeing both the sim rollouts again with the Junkrat, so we'll see how this plays into this tight corridor of servers as we get into the fight.
Yeah, and both sides pretty much going to go with the mirror composition, so we'll see who gets the better of the mirror. Grandissimo, though, knocking out Akamai with the concussion mine, and this is just a push city for UCLA. Bruins all over the University of Hawaii right now. They've got no shot at taking this point. They've already got him beyond the door with point unlocking in about 5 seconds. It takes 30 seconds for the point to unlock as soon as the timer starts, but they're trying to touch their spawn door, not even the spawn door, just the opening door, and UCLA is already going to flip the point in their favor.
UH, though, going to take a side route there. They know how much spam is coming through. They want to go on an alt route, And let's see how this plays out for them as they all walk in through this choke.
Immortality field already down for River, which means no saving grace for Hawaii if they want to try. Now they have the application matrix facing inside of the inner servers, if you will, but Matt Dealer getting a kill onto, actually both tanks now going down, both of the Reinhardts going down. It's Johnny and Matt Dealer now going down, but Nonsink's getting rid of the sentry turret with that concussion mine, not going to do much. I thought that was the immortality field, trying to get rid of this Diva. The Diva's just chasing right after him. But look where this Baptiste is, so far in the back line. Pumper does take down Nonsink, but meanwhile, that Pumper does go down. So ultimate's available for the side of UCLA. I don't know if they're going to use it. They're going to use the sound barrier right away. Projectile shield is up from Akamai. Passes it through the Earth Shatter as Big River is stuck there, but River almost saved. Akamai takes down your boy Johnny in the meantime, and now the Symmetra just absolutely wrecking havoc, and Hawaii wins the point.
Yeah, they win the point. I'm not exactly sure if I agree with that shatter. Now, granted, you know, Matt Dealer does trade out the shatter, so both teams now don't have it. But you're down 2 players and you're attempting to shatter. It's a little bit of a saving grace, but you've already lost the point. At what point do you want to continue doing that? Tire going to come out, not going to get anything though. That will cause the sim wall to be dropped.
There's a tire from up top. It's going to drop down below, and Gratissimo with a triple kill. Welcome to the show from UCLA. The Bruins all over this point. It's all for naught. UCLA flips it back.
Yeah, just as I called out that tire, it serves to be a very big purpose for the side of UCLA instead. Grantissimo with a phenomenal tire. I believe that was from up top on that platform, able to get it down onto the top of the team. And, you know, once you get that immortality field out, there really isn't anything else to worry about. A stun onto both Reinhardts, that means they're going to have nothing, and both windows dropped as well.
Yeah, this is just a scrap battle. Nonsink's getting the better of it, but Solidus, outside of Mech, by the way, gets both of those kills onto Matt Dealer and to Clover. That application matrix helping out the kill onto Matt Dealer. But it's just a trade fight right now. Who's going to be able to get back into this point in time? Who's going to be able to fight it? Pahoa trying their best to make some space on the point right now. Matt Dealer's back. Both Reinhardt's now back on point. See who gets the better of it. That Reinhardt from your boy Johnny almost goes down. Urge Shatter available for your boy Johnny. Matt Dealer almost coming up on one. Projectile shield out now from Akamai. So ultimate's just being thrown left and right here from both sides. And now your boy Johnny dies. Urge Shatter gets nothing available to it. Sound barrier now comes out from the side of UCLA. And it's just right now, it's just a non-six party just throwing out damage left and right. Hawaii fights back, flips the point.
Fights back, and again, both Junkrats with the next ultimates. We're going to see what happens here. Opoho going to be diving in, trying to create as much space as possible for the team. But we'll see where they set up this fight, this next fight, at least on the side of UH. I know, you know, a lot of this is going to play around this tire, but it's going to be a question mark. Will Grantisimo get spotted out? And he will get spotted out there. So both Junkrats finding out about their different positioning, and they're going to have to rotate again.
Isn't it always frustrating when you're trying to do a sneak around and you just get caught out all of a sudden? Like, it's just no fun. And speaking of getting caught out, Nonsix destroys Grantissimo's tire with his own tire. So both tires get canceled out, basically, and now it's just the fight of ultimates. We'll see the application matrix from Pumper come out, but that's not going to matter. Glover able to take down your boy Johnny, and that's one big tank down. When the Reinhardt goes down, and no, by the way, no resurrections available. There's the Earth Shatter down, Matt Dealer. 5 people inside of that sound barrier. They're just pushing him outside of the door. Somebody's on the point here. Matt Dealer gets pinned though, so Matt Dealer just dives in way too deep. But the Reinhardt not going to be able to touch point inside, and Hawaii ties up the game. It's 185 on this point.
A really good play there to be able to get Pupper out of that fight if you're a Math Dealer. Unfortunately, yeah, you do get pinned out of that door, but the Ryan isn't going to be able to make it back in time, so there's a little less to worry about there. A really good fight from the side of UH, and now this is where I'm interested to see as we head into Garden, a map that is very open, very known for that Pharah gameplay. We're going to see the Pharah. We're going to see a different composition from them. We're seeing an Echo showing on screen now, but that doesn't mean they have a little bit of time until those doors open. They can swap to whatever they want to swap to. But we are seeing a more dive composition heavy for the side of UCLA with the Echo, with the look of the Tracer possibly. So we'll see how that plays into for the side of UH as they want to show more of a Kree to anti-air.
Now they're going to use the teleporter. Symmetric teleporter goes in. Employee will be on the Echo and the Tracer. And we saw a lot of this back in the Overwatch League, if you will, in some cases. So we'll see if this works out for them right now. But 10 seconds left to go into the point unlock. And look how much pressure UH is putting on them right now. They are putting so much pressure on the Diva. This Echo really not getting anything. Akamai has to back out, has to rewind out. Clover knocks Pupper out of the map, and this is pretty much all but guaranteed that UH wins this fight.
Do the healers just get 3 kills?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, you might be right on that. Yeah, healers just got 3 kills.
That's something you don't see on a
Yeah, two for River and 1 for Clover. Huh.
You know, I know, you know, UH recently has been hosting a lot of these Overwatch matches with the OWO, and, you know, they're hosting the Western teams. But I don't know, I think the support line might be from Shanghai. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, Lucio kills and Ana show-ups and, you know, Moira's now, man. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, that's a really big pick, by the way. Non-takes able to flashbang. Grimtissimo pauses him for a second. That pulse bomb is big! Outside of the back, and Akamai gets his double kill. The University of Hawaii in complete command here, pushing them all the way back to their spawn doors, no less. And what a performance here. And take a look at the ultimate pool as well. Hawaii with 4.
Yeah, 4 ultimates almost ready to go. Almost 5 now. If you're looking on the side of UCLA, you have, you know, 5 as well, almost ready to go, but only 2 that are secured. So a lot of this comes down to how are you going to play into these ultimates. Deadeye going to be called out, not going to get anything, but that shield. We'll see where the rest of this fight takes.
Well, yeah, the shield's gone, but they also have another Winston bubble there. That self-destruct takes Employee out of the duplication, which means that ultimate is gone, and Employee pays dearly for it. Or Johnny able to take down non-takes, and now Employee able to get the res back, or able to get res back up courtesy of Grad Parent. But the fight is still not lost for the University of Hawaii. Sticky Bombs take out Hole, but he could be able to come back fast enough. River decides to just back off for right now. This Tracer just all over River right now. But Clover, 2 Soundwave kills onto both of the DBSs, and Akamai cleans up house. Welcome to the Clover and Akamai show. Hawaii completely turns the fight around.
We have a Bastion. I don't know how to feel about this. Anyways, besides the point of the Bastion, I'm just going to ignore it for a little while. I'm going to try to ignore that at least as we hear the constant... Okay, anyways, I'm going to get off this. Clover with the double kill, by the way. Huge for them. Gonna dive in. Matthew with the Winston ult. Gonna not catch anything, maybe? We'll see.
Matt Dealer doesn't catch anything out, but non-takes onto this Bastion now. This is just, for folks that don't know, this is basically having a machine gun in your game. This is just absolute wrecking of point, but they're just going to surround non-takes. Non-takes can't get out of it. River also jump pack kill by your boy Johnny. And this is not looking good for Hawaii. They were trying to have a clean game, but it's not going to happen as the Reaper switch on over is just causing so many problems. Your boy Johnny getting the kill onto Matt Dealer, all but over. UCLA able to get themselves out of the 0 zone.
All right. I'll give the credit where credit is due in a dive composition. Bastion, sure. Not that bad. You can burn down the Winston shield pretty quickly. You can burn down anyone pretty quickly for that matter. But you're very immobile. And that has proved to be a very big problem when you have a Kree who has right-click ability. There's a ball that is sitting above this team right now, and I'm a little interested as to what's going to happen here. They're going to get knocked through. Mines is also ready to go. Will Mines be called up in this hallway? Not just yet, though. Gonna probably hold that out, but a lot of ultimates ready for both sides coming up soon.
Yeah, River's going to have a coalescence. This is going to be huge as long as they can get damage and value out of this. This Reaper's just causing so much problem on the upper side. There's the landmines coming out from the side of Salutis, and now the coalescence is big. Gets the kill onto your boy Johnny, and now it's just a trade fight. Both McCrees are out. 1 tank and 1 healer now. Now both healers gone for the University of Hawaii, but can they hold on to this? They have the self-destruct out. Will this find anything? Self-destruct won't. Hopahoa somehow stays alive through the barrage that is the Reaper, but Grimtissimo turns around, finds Matt Dealer in the meantime. Hopahoa able to get the vengeance kill onto this Reaper, and Nontix finding that wrecking ball is a big pick for them, and now the University of Hawaii can probably win this one out if they played their cards correctly. Grimtissimo has a Death Blossom available, meaning to use it, but the University of Hawaii looking to flip it. Grimtissimo teleports in, has the Death Blossom available, and 2 go down. Clover and Hopahoa don't see it coming, and UCLA has this fight. I don't know if University of Hawaii wants to reset here, but Grimtissimo knocked off the map. That's big for them as they get knocked off the map by the proper range, and now the comeback is alive. The comeback possibility is up for the University of Hawaii. 85%, a very hard contested point. Akamai able to be taken down by Grandparents. So this is just a stall fight now for the University of Hawaii. Hopahoa knocks Salutis off the map too. This could be big.
That's their push. That is their push, and it's with 5% left. They need to be touching this point. They need to be contesting because simply this is where it's going to end. A very big flash fight there. Not going to get anything for both sides, but with this ultimate coming through with the Deadeye, will it catch anything? It will catch maybe 1, if any. That will be the Lucio. That's going to be a huge pick.
That's a great pick. That's a support down for them, but Nontinx is getting pushed now by both of the tanks. Can't escape the damage. That is Salutis and your boy Johnny at the same time. So the overtime clock starts to run. If you're looking for a close match, this is it. Right here, Salutis getting 2 picks, and now the ultimate's just pouring out left and right. You have the primal rage from your boy Johnny Ho'opohoa, able to take down Pupper with the grappling hook, but not going to matter if both warriors are down with a Deadeye, courtesy of employee. Nontinx coming up with a Doom Fist. We'll see if this gets anything. Might be able to get one, if anything, looking for picks, but it's not going to happen as Ho'opohoa goes down. But I mean, this is just a trade battle. It's not like this fight is completely lost just yet. It's just a back and forth fight right now. Who's going to get the better of the picks? Who the ultimates are going to favor? And Matt Dealer getting the favored with that primal rage right now. As it's just now back and forth. Clover knocking Grandissimo off the map. This could do it. As the primal rage knocks down Pupper, that's one support going down. You only have the Lucio left to go. Now you have the landmines on the point. The landmines there to just stall as long as they possibly can. On Akamai getting a kill onto Grad Parrot is big for them. All they have to do is get rid of this Lucio. But this Lucio stall is just so impressive, but he finally goes down. And now employee, oh no, 2 picks, both of the Ho'opohoa and Akamai. Akamai can come back, but now Nontinx in just so much trouble right now inside of that shield, just trying to hold on. 99% and rolling for both sides here. That Deadeye again. River gets caught up into it. That Death Blossom even bigger. Max Dealer and Nontinx go down to the hands of this Reaper. Overtime clock starts to run. The only person left to touch is this Wrecking Ball. And now the Reaper switch itself on from Akamai. Just trying to hold on. It's not going to happen. Overtime clock runs out. And in a very long stall, we have to go back to the tape and timeout how long those overtime matches lasted. But holy cow, what a win. The UCLA Bruins, 199 in the final point. They're up in the map, lead 1-0.
What an incredible end fight there. And I know a lot of it comes down to who was able to get their ultimates, who was able to get the value, and getting the picks when it was needed. That's the really big thing for them. Unfortunately, just not able to come through for the side of UH. UCLA playing an incredible fight for that length and time, and Grandissimo getting an amazing amount of value out of the Reaper, right? We saw the Junkrat play the game there, but the Reaper for him has gotten so much value just off his ultimates. It's incredible. He has turned fights with that ultimate so far in this matchup. And going into the next map, which I believe will be a loser's pick onto a escort map, we'll have to see maybe what changes, if there's going to be, composition swaps for either side, as they do have subs that they can play with, or if they're going to kind of keep this same run. How are they going to change it up? We'll have to see. Any thoughts about this matchup as we head into, the next map?
One word comes into mind: close. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, you had so long. Again, we might have to go back in the tape, and I mean, post everything, really. I mean, post this game, we'll try to find out how long that overtime clock went. But I mean, that went on for what felt like at least 365 days. I mean, that could have gone on forever, and that fight never ended until that Death Blossom came out. And what a play overall from both sides. You got to remember now, too, folks, for sports fans here, you like to see rankings, if you will. You love to see the rankings when you're playing against 2 top teams. These are 2 top-fledged teams, if you will. Playing in they had an Overwatch Collegiate Championship, 2 tournaments of Overwatch Collegiate Championships. Both of these teams landing up in the top 32. I cannot stress this enough. Top 32 with over 100 schools participating, over 150 teams participating, really. So, I mean, both of these teams lining up in a very top-fledged place. So it is anybody's game here, and it's just an exciting matchup here. Best 2 out of 3. Hawaii can come back in this next map of Escort. But first, what we do want to do is we want to showcase something for you guys, because over these past few months, the University of Hawaii has been working with something special in one of the greatest competitions in esports, known as the Overwatch League. They came to Hawaii here in 2021 in one of the best ways to do it, and on my alumni matter, and I'm sure on a lot of your alumni matter as well. But they come here and they put on a show for them. And here's a video just to highlight what the University of Hawaii has done with the Overwatch League. In early 2021, the Overwatch League made an announcement that it was partnering with the University of Hawaii and Manoa and their esports teams to bring their regular season to Hawaii. The Overwatch League is one of the world's biggest esports leagues, and all the teams have city names and nicknames, just like any other sports teams. The cities range from Vancouver to LA, New York to Washington, D.C., Paris and London, Shanghai to Seoul, and a bunch more. The league has grown over the years, going from just 12 teams in the inaugural season in 2017 to 20 current teams playing for the right to be named Overwatch League champion. The University of Hawaii and Manoa and the esports teams would host 2 teams for 1 weekend every month starting from May to August for their regular season tournaments.
And I was just like, yeah, that's cool. That'll happen totally. I don't know. I was like, maybe it won't. I wasn't really, my hopes weren't super high. And it didn't really hit me until the first day of like May Melee when we were there. I was like, oh, this is happening. And we're doing stuff, and I don't know, it was pretty crazy.
When the first announcement of the Overwatch League's coming to Hawaii happened, ears were perked up everywhere, from television to magazines and the newspapers.
I actually found out about the event after the May Melee, but through it was like through an article that one of my friends in another Discord server had sent, which just denoted what had happened during the May Melee.
The teams would come down to Hawaii, play in facilities on the University of Hawaii campus, and of course, make some fun content with the campus as the background along the way.
It's really hard to find a way into esports, and so with this allowing to create so much wonderful connections for the students, and for not even just students, but also like Sky and Kevin and anyone that interacts with the Blizzard staff, because they're really cool people. It's a really good opportunity for people to learn what they do in a tier 1 esports production.
All eyes were on the University of Hawaii, and they did not disappoint. Since the first tournament in May, the response has been nothing but positive from the league itself. There were many things posted on social media, none of them in a bad light, but all of it bringing a good light to the Manoa team.
Yeah, I think all of the Overwatch League people that came down, first off, they're like super chill. They're all really friendly and all like really willing to not only just like chit chat with us, but tell us information about their job and just esports, like stuff in the esports scene in general.
The team worked countless hours through the week leading up to the event, even bringing in interns to the program and giving some a chance to see what a big esports league coming here was like.
Then I found that they were seeking out other interns for the rest of the summer events, and I just eagerly signed up, and it was kind of spontaneous. I wasn't sure if I would actually be able to have a hand in supporting the event, but I got the email back and I was psyched. I love video games, and I am really excited to see esports come to Hawaii.
In the end, out of everything they did, the experience was the greatest thing to come out of it.
I think what's nice is when it comes down to the end of the day is that they're all just people as well. And so you kind of just get to talk to them like it's one of your friends, and it's really cool to connect with them on different levels and just seeing what their job is like and also like their personal experiences are.
Let's put it this way, esports is growing. Some will like it, others don't. But isn't that how it is with most things like regular sports? But the Overwatch League coming to Hawaii isn't just a big event, it's just the beginning.
I think that at least thus far, maybe it's really new to Hawaii and more people would just need more opportunities to either be educated about or mentored in this scene. I think that more opportunities, which hopefully I think as UH Manoa starts to, hopefully grow our esports program moving forward, having more opportunities for students and locals to learn more about it moving forward, so the generations after us can learn more about this industry and hopefully continue to grow this as we move forward.
It's such an amazing thing just to have that competition like the Overwatch League. I've been a fan of it since season number 1, and to have it come to the home of the Rainbow Warriors, to have it come to the home of the alumni, it's just awesome. So congrats to the entire UH Esports team, especially to Kevin and Sky, who we know, and they've been excellent, and I'm glad to have called them friends at this point. So it's excellent knowing that Overwatch League has come to Hawaii, and hopefully for more in the future, and this is something that should be supported. But right now, let's go into our second game mode. Of course, this next map is going to be Escort, and for those that don't know it, Colton, can you explain it for us?
Yeah, so Escort is a little bit different than what we did in Control there. Escort is the team wants to push a payload. You have an attack side and a defense side. And of course, at the end, they'll swap to see who can get the farthest. But this payload is simply whoever can push the cart the farthest. Now, there are 3 different checkpoints. And so each checkpoint basically means you get an added time to your time bank. And you now can't go any farther back. But you want to try to get all 3 points on this map. And as you push forward, you want to get as many points for yourself on attack, and you want to hold the opposing team while you're on defense to as little points as possible. Should both teams get to the end, the team with the they will then use their remaining time bank to again fight for this escort and see who can push it the farthest until we reach a match winner.
Yeah, I always like to think of this as like the attacking side is walking the dog, and just, you know, the defensive side is just putting up the fences to try to prevent them from getting to the dog park. It's just that's the way I see it. But let's see what happens here. You can already see. By the way, sides have switched. UCLA inside of the blue, as it should be with UCLA in that Bruin blue. But Hawaii now inside of the red, and they're just charging them right out of spawn. There's no cart movement whatsoever. But with this kind of thing as a stall, you cannot have anybody die. That's the problem with this kind of push, and UCLA is paying dearly for it as Kanzu and Akamai in. Kanzu switching out, by the way, here for the side of the University of Hawaii as a sub, but now it's just all over right now as the cart will start to move after this big push by the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, very big push there, but I don't like that the healers were the last to die. That serves a lot of problems for staggering issues, where now you need to worry about your healers are going to be the last back to your team, which means you can't fight until your healers are back. That serves to be a very big issue for the side of UCLA. But as the healers do come back, now they can engage into this fight as the cart comes around the first corner. Window already ready to go by River, though. That is going to be a huge fight winner for them if this is what it comes to.
Yeah, and even the Urge Shatter was available. Reinhardt's charging in. One tank going down on each side. The Urge Shatter also used by your boy Johnny, but it's now just a trade fight, but spawn run in favor of the University of Hawaii. It's not even going to matter. Kanzu and Akamai both hitting shots, both hitting everything possible, and the University of Hawaii gets another fight win.
Akamai trying to be sneaky here, and I'm a little interested as he's in their team right now. Oh, never mind. He will just fade away. Try to get out as much as possible. That was a little closer than I think we expected.
So now you have the Deadeye from Employee. That doesn't find anything. Employee's been really good with the Deadeyes, by the way. Or I should say the McCree's been really good with those Deadeyes. Doesn't find anything there. And this is now the fight that the University of Hawaii wants. They are just rolling along. Add another 2.5 minutes to the clock, and they've got over 4 minutes to play.
Now, Q, you and I have casted these matches before between University of Hawaii's matches now, of course, against different teams. But we've seen them on this map, Havana. We've seen this be one of their best maps for escort. So does this performance surprise you at all?
No, I mean, it doesn't, but this is just a great sight to see right now as they're just loving the sight of Havana right now. Remember, it was losers' picks to pick this map, and there are different maps to play, but this is the University of Hawaii's pick. The application matrix comes out to not play any damage going through it, but unfortunately, Grandissimo takes down Clover. Kanzu does get the Storm Arrow kill onto your boy Johnny. That Earth Shatter blocked from the May itself, and now the Blizzard comes out. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to find a way out, and this Reinhardt from Matt Dealer is going to go down. So what a play overall. Grandissimo putting on the show right now with that May.
Yeah, Grandissimo getting a really good icicle there to cancel out the shatter from the Reinhardt. I don't think it necessarily blocked it, but it definitely got it out for him. So he was able to get out. He was able to then wall off the Reinhardt to zone him and then use the Blizzard to kill. I mean, you can't ask for more out of a May in that situation. That is what you need from it. A really good pickup by Flutus there. But now a lot of ultimates being dropped.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates being dropped. Dragon Strike, Death Blossom, 1 kill each. And that is on the main tank of your boy Johnny with that shield, as well as Grad Carrot. Grandissimo just a collateral at this point. And now Hawaii just pushing them up the staircase. Sigma left all alone to die by himself.
A really good fight win there for the side of UH, but the thing that I don't like is that was 4 ultimates for a trade of 2? 1 more so, but I say 2 only because the boy Johnny got off of that Reinhardt, so he no longer has an ultimate as well. Clover gonna get pulled up onto the top there, not gonna be caught out. Orisa gonna be the first to challenge, and the only to challenge for that being, that won't last for very long, and that will mean that UH gets second point.
Not
or
just
maybe
yet,
not.
though. They contested just in time with just under a quarter of a meter left to go. But is it going to be worth it? It really doesn't look like it as Salutis goes down. And now the rest of the team falls. Bruins have to back up 4-minute time bank. By the way, this game starts with 4 minutes to push it to 3 points. University of Hawaii's got 4 minutes to push it to 1 point now at this point.
That's incredible. Also, sorry, I'm amazed by math dealers getting there and landing perfectly at the bridge, not to fall off the bridge. I mean, I don't know what to expect, what less to expect. I mean,
Right.
we've seen these plays
Main
before
tanks,
for
right?
a very long time. Yeah,
main tanks, am I right?
tanks.
Main tanks, am I right?
Oh, the shatter from around the corner.
Shatter gets around the corner, 2 go down, and Clover and Akamai take complete advantage of it, but now you have this Ash just dealing so much damage from the back, from up top, I should say, on the second floor. It does drop down, but now it's just over, and UCLA just holding on to the defensive side, making Akamai look silly with that headshot, and Kanzu right back at him, but Employee's going to get res back up because you do have that Mercy pocket, but Hawaii's just got to find a way through this. There's just, I mean, with the way that Employee's just hitting the headshots right now, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, you know, Employee's getting a lot of these shots hit for them. But with this ultimate coming out for the Dragon Strike, the Ash just is going to be a nuisance, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue so long as they're able to play around certain corners, just not able to get around those corners. So Employee's just getting the better of these angles, and this is what third point Havana is. It is a lot of long angles that need to be played, and with Akamai trying to face Employee there, Employee just has the better hand because he has the defensive side.
So just looking at it right now, ultimates available for the University of Hawaii side. They've got 3 ultimates coming up. They use the sound barrier right away. They're just going to charge right in. Watch the move in from the University of Hawaii. It gets stopped though right away. Bob comes out, but Employee Bob is out of play. He's still able to take down Mouth. Dealer is a big pick. They have to back off this though. Amplification Matrix is out, but they have no shield to protect it. Hole by hole, the only thing that they can use to protect it. Even then, he's out of mech. And just the shots coming back and forth, left and right. The Bruins all over the bows.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of needing to reset here for this team, and unfortunately Matthew, they're getting caught up in that tower, not gonna deal much for them. Now this is just a fight to the end, right? You said 4 minutes at the end of checkpoint 2. They now have 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Not a lot of time if you're looking at it. Getting in the zoom in cam is, you know, cool. Scoots, I know we were talking about checking out these different angles if you can get kind of like a spy cam feel, but you get to see the team coming out, rotating and seeing how they're going to play into this fight. Bob coming out, going to hit the Arisa, so that means the shield will have a little bit of a play. Deep Bomb in the back, going to catch the Ash out. That's going to be huge as Employee has been one of the factors here, the winning factors, so this will be the push for UH.
Yeah, so the University of Hawaii getting so much value, especially that bomb. I mean, the bomb hits the fortify wall, just runs into a brick wall known as Arisa, but does get value out of that self-destruct, which is big. They have them to the spawn doors. Now, they get themselves inside of a couple of meters, inside of the home stretch, underneath the archway, inside of the castle. What value will they find? Bob actually stays up on the second floor. That's a great vantage point, if you will. And now Salute is able to take down Math Dealer, but in return, the Storm Arrow trade from Kanzu. But Bob, again, that second floor status, just making it so much tougher for the University of Hawaii. They have to back off here. Only 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah, it being up on that platform is very good and very bad in many ways. It's bad simply because it's hard to deal with it, and it gets a lot of vantage points, but you could argue that UH can play underneath that location so that Bob doesn't have any play. You just have to play around with the location in which you choose to challenge it. Oh, the headshot! The headshot lands from Grandissimo, and that's going to be huge. The Dragon Strike also going to get lifted up in the air. That's not going to do much for them as well. That's a few ultimates on the side of UH is just not going to come through now.
6 seconds left. Somebody has to contest. Somebody has to touch. I don't think anybody's going to get there on time. They tried the Valkyrie to get there on time, but nobody is in the vicinity. Nobody close to it. And the halts, the gravitic flux, the headshot, I mean, everything in that last play spoke UCLA. The Bruins stopped. They put up the fence on the University of Hawaii, but 2 points, 89.97 meters is where they have to go. So UCLA, in order to win this match, by the way, needs to get 2 checkpoints and needs to push that card just about 90 meters, so just about to this archway. You'll see a golden box here in just a second if we fly over back to the spawn room, however, but it's still what a play overall from UCLA.
Yeah, you know, now that we start to look at it, that again, I'm going to bring this up. 4 minute time bank at the start of third point, right? So after they finished second point, they had a 4 minute time bank, and UCLA was able to hold for that length of time. Now the golden box is going to be sitting there, that is where UCLA need to push to win this map, and UH needs to hold them before they get to that location for them to win this map. So this is a do or die moment for UH. There is no such thing as a tie here on escort. And as we start to look at these starting compositions, we saw the early hold from the side of UCLA against UH. We might just see that on the flip side as well. We've seen it before. I'd be interested to see if we see it again here. For the side of UH, we've seen it before from the side of UH on many different teams, mind you, in many different levels. But now that we're going to be able to look at this, we're going to see how are they going to hold. Grandissimo trying to scope out to see what that plan is. He's going to be able to catch it. They're going to spawn hold. They're going to swap, and they're going to head into this fight.
I like the, by the way, I want to give our shout out to our observer with cool scoots there, kind of with the spin cam, if you will, onto Grandissimo early on, back inside of their spawn. But here we go, same thing, same strategy. They're going to play this way up front, and again, you cannot have anybody die, and with no resurrections available from a Mercy, you're not going to be able to survive this point for long here. Matt Dealer gets the charge onto the pupper. The disparage is causing way too much damage. Kanzu can't take care of it either, and this is just all UCLA right now.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the side of UCLA there. That was a really smart play from I believe it was Grandissimo, who spots out their composition, allows them to figure out, okay, they're going to be playing close, they're going to be playing this rush comp into our spawn. What do we need to counter them? And normally that's going to be a Kree, that's going to be a Mei that's going to be playing on that rush comp. So in that scenario, you need to, Afara is uncounterable. The McCree would have to spend too much time dealing with it, and that has a very big counterplay.
2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go on the clock, and we'll see if the University of Hawaii can pull off anything. Akamai switching on over to that Tracer, making it a little tougher for them to get inside of kills, but Akamai taking out Employee. That was on the second floor as well, meaning that really gets no value if you're indoors. If you're stuck inside of a box, it doesn't matter. And now they just pull up all the stops. Plumber able to take down Math Dealer, but still, University of Hawaii able to put up the fence.
Yeah, to what extent Math Dealer is, again, spawning a little bit farther away, so that is one thing to worry about if you are UH, right? Your main tank is now a little farther away, going to be coming back now. But with that being said, you still have a fire to deal with. Akamai going to have to use that rewind back into the high ground, going to be kind of going into that 1v1 with Grandissimo in the back. But as we start to see some ultimates drop, the fight starts to intensify, and we'll see where this takes us.
Nano boosted Monkey in the meantime in the back line, and now you have the Rocket Barrage. It's canceled out, but Matt Dealer does go down because of that Rocket Barrage in the back. And is Grandparent going to be able to get this res? They do. Grandparent gets the res, but the stuff destruct even bigger, and then sit down on the remake. Hoboho, welcome to the Devo show here as Hoboho just trying to hold on as long as they can, and they get the kills. They get the 2 kills on the self-destruct, the 1 kill on the remake. The play's even bigger, and now the University of Hawaii have a show.
And the stall out on your boy Johnny. I do want to point that out. That was a very long time that he spent out there. Yes, he did get 2 kills, but now he's the last one back, and so they're going to be a tank down for the remainder of this. But looking at it, I mean, Hoboho just able to not only get the double kill on the bomb, able to sit down on the person that was res, and now Akamai with this pulse bomb kill, gonna already use up that res timer very early. Now the Primal Rage comes out.
Primal Rage just comes out just to survive. And by the way, I do want to point out, I wish we had Casper cams on in that last point there. They stick the pulse bomb onto Clover's Valkyrie. I don't believe it. Clover had a chance to fly away, but the pulse bomb sticks onto it, and this fight could be all but over. It actually is all but over. And speaking of back-to-back impressive plays, the self-destruct there, the pulse bomb to stop it, and this is just a fight you love to see.
Yeah, very incredible stick there. I mean, Mercy was halfway up in the air, and he just found a way to land that sticky bomb. I mean, hey, props to him. But now looking at it, you know, okay, how do you adjust it if you're on the side of UH? You just want to play for ultimates here. Mines will be coming up, but you do catch that ball up very early. So now you need to look at positioning. You need to hold them for as long as possible on the second point, and you need to play the long con for third. That's your win case. Second point is a little harder to hold, so I will say that this is where you just need to hold for as long as possible. It definitely is a possibility to hold here, but I wouldn't put it past them.
2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. You see them stuck in this little room right now. They're just letting them have free turns. It's going to be the first first and second turns, I should say. Third turn and fourth turn are going to be a little bit difficult to maneuver around. Akamai able to get a shot onto Employee as the Bob does come out from Employee. There's the pulse bomb. Grandissimo gets a kill, but kills himself in the process. So it's a 1-for-1 DPS trade, but Employee able to get res back up means that the UCLA Bruins have themselves a fight win and could have themselves another point. Oh, these landmines. Deadeye comes out, not going to find anything with that. And now the remat comes out. Hole can't find anything this time. Salutis has the self-destruct that he could use here to maybe secure this point a little bit, but might not even need it as Employee gets the kill onto Matt Dealer. No bubble available for them. And now the University of Hawaii is just stalling out. We'll use the self-destruct in the meantime. This only maybe gets one if anything. Akamai does avoid it. Akamai just trying to stall. It's not going to happen as the University of Hawaii will take the point. Or, no, excuse me, UCLA will take the point and get themselves 3 minutes on the time bank.
I do like what Akamai tried to do there at the end, which was drag them as far backwards as possible to be able to secure that kill. That takes a little bit of time out of them to be able to regroup. And when you have spawn advantage here, now you want to take as much ground as you can. They're going to swap off onto that double sniper composition. That's going to prove into the idea of this is a long range point. You need to hold for as long as possible. 2 minutes 45 on the second, so not impossible if you're on the side of UH. Again, 4 minutes for the side of UCLA is how long they held them on that third point. So now coming here, Diva's going to be jumping onto the high ground as well as the tank. But the bomb going into the back, going to be able to catch up the Zenyatta. That's going to be huge for them. That's one less healer now to deal with as the teams are fighting in the back.
Yeah, they're just fighting in the back. Look how much pressure UCLA is putting on the University of Hawaii. This is insane how far they're pushing them. The self-destruct is there, but the problem is that cart continues to move. It's just really just Hawaii needs to find a way to play defense here. Ana's in a little bit of trouble, has to use the bio need to escape. Clover's got to escape as well, but Clover's in trouble, and Salutis able to find a way to take down Hole. False bomb is there, won't find a kill, but it's just not looking good for the University of Hawaii right now. Primal Rage is there. Kanzu has to hold on, is at 97 health. And right now, I mean, just the pressure that UCLA is exerting right now is just too much. Nano boosted Winston, is this going to make a difference here? Is also discorded too, so that might not matter in terms of damage-wise. Landmines are out inside of this corner. Golden box of victory inside of 5 meters. The payload is there. University of Hawaii has to hold, has to touch inside the last 2 meters. Clover's going to get the rest, try to get the rest, but Puffer's got 4. And this is all but over, ladies and gentlemen. The winners of this match are the UCLA Bruins. They've got themselves all 3 points. The golden box of victory secured, and what a win for the team of blue and gold.
An incredible fight there. I mean, you able to get Pupper, who's going to get also play of the game here. But an amazing few picks, and that's going to be what wins them the fight. It's going to be these picks at the end. Able to catch up Matthew, able to catch out one more at the end of this. And to make this even bigger for him, right, you now need to look at, I take that back. That was 4. I thought that was 3, but I guess I was wrong. I was just wrong. You know, I was just wrong. I will admit now. I'm sorry, Pupper. My bad. But, you know, looking at it in the end, I think Employee was able to get a little bit more value out of these hit scans or out of these long range compositions, and that's what benefited them. But I think overall, UCLA won off of the counter picks to the compositions, right? You look at the Pharah at the start there. That's what won them that whole entire skirmish at the beginning. You know, of course, Hole with the amazing double kill bomb and able to sit on the Pharah. Yeah, sure, that gets them off of that composition, but that doesn't prove for a whole lot, right? That's one play instead of the whole entire first point. So in the end, I think that Employee and Grandissimo are able to get really good plays and consistent plays throughout. Whereas UH seemed like they needed the spark of, you know, little plays to save them here and there. And so now looking forward, you know, of course, this is going to be the end of this series, but for UH as a whole, improvement, I mean, it shows, right? With River being alive, you can get a lot of these ultimates up fast. With Matthew alive, you can get a lot of this pressure. It's just keeping your team alive, and that's going to be the biggest, I think, factor for them and UCLA. I mean, they just played it perfectly. They played the counter stops well. They had the right compositions, the poke compositions in the end, where with the double shield compositions, they had the right plays for them, and that's just what won them the game here.
All right, and before we go here, I want you to pick one player of the game here between both sides. I mean, obviously, you know, like both of these games have been really close. The score doesn't tell it all right. I mean, even if Hawaii loses the series 2-0 against UCLA, Bruins are a really good team. They had themselves a 2-1 victory on Lijiang and a 3-2 victory on Havana. But if you were to pick one player here to say that is your player of the match, who would you say it is?
I think I would have to favor to Grandissimo, more so because of the first point, right? You look at the play of the Junkrat, you get the triple kill tire, and then he swaps off to the Reaper, able to get a lot of value on that Reaper and show right positioning, ultimate usage, and get a lot of value there. And then swapping over into this, you know, map, Now we get to see the Tracer play come through. You know, some sticky bombs, that amazing sticky bomb that landed on Clover's Valking Mercy. You have specific, you know, locationing and plays and being able to poke out the people that he wants to poke out and zone a lot of these people and get the value that Tracer needs to get on a composition. I think that he proved a lot of worth, not only through the kills on the kill feed, but also the zoning ability to allow his team to get kills as well.
And so Grandissimo gets your nod for player of the match. We want to thank everybody watching so far. And remember, we're just kicking things off. This is just day number 1 of the entire ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest here. And of course, you can go throughout the website, check out the different places. Of course, the marketplace you can check out for different businesses and special offers. One of which, by the way, could be the great folks at HK Trading, Hawaiian Kind Trading, who have provided snacks for the University of Hawaii Esports team throughout the whole Overwatch League event. So we want to, again, give a quick shout out to HK Trading. Go check them out in the marketplace, if you will. Check out the arena where we've got different spaces, including esports, by the way. You can check out that esports zone inside of the website here at the Virtual Sports Fest and check out maybe even different things. I was involved in a little bit of racket sports, if you will. So tennis and table tennis are going to be in there. So check that out. And you can also go to the auditorium for different interviews as well, some of which are esports related too. So check that out. And of course, other special guests and interviews for this ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest. Again, check it all out. But I mean, what a match overall between the University of Hawaii and UCLA. Want to thank, by the way, the UCLA esports team coming out here and playing their game against this University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior and Wahine squad from the esports side. Want to thank everybody, including Sky, as well as Kevin Nguyen, Sky Kawaloa, rather, I should say, and Kevin Nguyen for their great participation in this one. We cannot thank them enough. And again, I'm glad to have called them friends, along with our producer, Cool Scoots, and somebody else setting this up as well, Kaysen, who set this whole thing up. And again, Cool Scoots, our producer, observer. And of course, to you, my friend Colton, my partner in crime. I shouldn't say in crime, but partner in casting, if you will. But either way, partner in all of this. Thank you very much to you. And thank you to everybody for joining us here. And we're just kicking things off. Keep on coming here as we roll on here with the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest by United Healthcare Community Plan and also presented by the Bump Card team. For everybody here, take care, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the future. Have fun with the rest of the Sports Fest.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Hawaii Sports Fest presented to you by United Healthcare. My name is K-Ted, and joining me on the mic is going to be my co-caster for the evening, Rod, aka Noah Rodriguez. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, K-Dad?
I'm doing all right. Are you ready for some Valorant action here? Because I don't know about you. I know you're an alumni, and I'm sure this is going to come up. But, you know, we've got a whole best of 3 between UH and UCLA coming up. And, I mean, as a former member of this team, how are you feeling about this matchup?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously, as you said, I was a member on the team, so I got a little bias there. But I do believe in the boys. The core of the team has stayed the same, but we had some roster changes. So we're looking forward to how that plays out during the matches, as well as how UCLA stacks up.
Well, all right. Sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. But for those of you wondering, we are going to be looking at a best of 3 between UH and UCLA. And on our first map, it is going to be bind. So currently we see the agent select rolling right on through. It looks like UH is going to be on the attacking side first, whereas UCLA on the defensive side. And already right out the gate, the KO getting locked in early, you know, new agent, new hotness. I mean, Rod, talk it through me. What do you think UCLA is planning with this?
So KO is going to be really interesting in getting a lot of early info, probably used a lot around the A showers or A short area of the map. So we'll probably look to see that, possibly the hookah area, see how that plays out. Like you said, he is a new agent, so we got to see how he plays out and how, you know, he can impact for the UCLA team.
Yeah, want to see it indeed. A different agent, different set of abilities. But overall, I think we're seeing the rest of it pretty much standard across the board for both sides. The raises, I think, mirror is what you would come to expect when you're looking at a map like Bind. Almost everyone likes to play it. Almost everyone just likes to use it because of the way that she can kind of use those blast packs, use that verticality to get herself out and onto the map. But all right, here we go. We are now in game on the map, and we'll see how this plays out. UCLA on the defense, jumping around, getting this set up, but interesting triple stack we might be seeing coming out from the gate in terms of where they're setting up. Cypher, Omen, and that KO going right to the B site.
Now, if we see, actually, I was wrong. The KO's actually on B site right now, looking to line up a knife to get info on the players that might be coming out of, B short, which is actually where UH is looking to go. So UCLA is looking to get a lot of info here and see where the UH team is early on, kind of being able to play off that. So we've got to see how that unfolds. However, right now we are seeing UH do a pinch both into hookah as well as 2 players going B long, with them droning up long and getting some intel, and we just got to see they're playing it really slow as UCLA is actually aggressing B long, see if they can prod, maybe get a pick.
Yeah, so far so good. Space has been given. They can hear the KO jumping around. That is movement. That is distractions being put forth from Turtles. He's trying to just see what he can bait out. They know that the Sky utility was used here earlier, and they think they are keeping the Sova and the Raze on A site just in case because of that Viper wall. But this double stack could be huge depending on when they make the push. UH goes forward. There's the blind, gets one. QT gets another. That's a headshot. Great. And now the explosion off the site is there. FX gets another onto Turtles, and that means site is clean. Retake time comes out from the defense, but with Mikey right here, wants to get that one. There it is. Another shot goes through. And the flawless from UH comes in for round 1.
An absolutely amazing round. You saw that even though UCLA did have 3 on the B site at the beginning of the round, UH didn't make any noise. And they actually waited long enough for UCLA to start doubting themselves. They started sending the KO to the A site. They're like, is UH even here? We don't know. And so they doubted themselves, and that's when all 5 players for UH decided to strike. And like you said, it was a clean round, a really good execute from them, really big picks coming in from the Sky on B long, and just an amazing round overall coming from UH.
Yeah, so far so good. Now we'll see if they're going to pick up the bonus here as 4 Spectres in hand. The only one not grabbing anything is Mikey on the Raze, like we just saw. Comey here, though, on the side, sees a Bucky, will travel, and that means he goes down. Spectre granted over, and that will be picked up. But how many will they commit? Yeah, they will commit everyone in just to make sure they get the gun. But on the other side of the map, UH has control, and UH gets the plant down onto B side.
Spike planted.
All right, so looking like Kami got a little aggressive there, and now it is going to be a 5-on-4 in favor of UCLA. You see that UH has taken an approach to hold the elbow part of the map, maybe looking to kick off a Sky Flash, which is actually what they're going to be doing. Seeing all of UCLA get their last kicks here and leaving the one flanking Sova left in hookah to try to see what he can do for the round. Only with the shorties, probably not going to win the round, but see if he can do any economic damage. You can kind of see UH has an inkling where this player is.
He's out.
Just opt out. Yeah, just going to opt out to jump out, just see what he can do. Unfortunately, that being nothing, but you know, worth a try, finishing up the round. UH with a nice 2-0 going into the first gun round of the game.
Yeah, picks up the bonus like we expect with how, you know, the economy and how the game state of Valorant works. Now, in the grand scheme of things, this would be UCLA's round for them to pick up on their side. So we see it right there. A full buy comes out. All the rifles, the Phantoms, utility, pretty much everything buying all the way down to 0. See, this is the critical round that you would like to win if you are a UCLA fan. In terms of how they've come out with it out, but all right, knife out. Will it pick up anybody? We'll see. So information given just on the outside. And yep, no, they will know that there's at least one. They hear all this utility coming out of hookah, but where is the shot gonna be? Utility going out, and it looks like UH for now will back up. Not gonna be too much going on from there. And instead, the peppering comes through. Just some trades back and forth, but nobody wants to commit just yet. And UH, they actually lose a man on A site. It goes down. Comey on the flank, not able to make that work. This is going to be a hard force. It feels like UH wants to go right through hookah.
Oh, for sure. Now, you kind of been, I've been paying attention. You can see UH has actually been favoring a lot of presence towards B with only the Viper lurking up A, and maybe UCLA has caught wind of that. You know, you see the Sova and you see a couple of them peeking A short every so often to look out for that Viper lurk. And that round, Kami just unfortunately got timing and not much you can do. So again, you're going to notice that UH is actually on the weaker guns during this round. And if you're not familiar with how Valorant and the economy works, this is
30
what we
seconds
call a
left.
bonus round. So UH did win the first 2 rounds, and the third round, it's not as economically smart to buy the big guns, to buy the guns that UCLA has in their hands right now. So you just go out, try to do as much damage as you can. Unfortunately, we're getting right back into the action.
Spike
Yep,
down
you see
A.
that UCLA getting some really good picks.
10
Ray's
seconds
looking
left.
to maybe come out and try to kill this last player. Even though he did miss the bomb, and it's going to be a clean round relatively for UCLA, getting their first round on the board, making it 1-2.
Yeah, and like just as Rod was talking about there, the bonus comes through for UCLA. The round that they're supposed to win in the grand scheme of things, right? They have the better guns, they have more of that utility in their belt, and so it should be a round win for them. But now as we get back to live, or as we get back to the game, UH now should be the one with the advantage, as it looks like right here. Comey off of getting punished, and I think those 2 rounds means that now he's forced himself onto this sheriff, but he's got a friend this time. He's got some help aggressively pushing out from MX Kwan, but it will get a kill onto Mikey there. Offer it all. Be short. Meanwhile, Silva already watching for the rotate. They know they've got some people around, but it looks like the blind spray or the hold from Turtles will be good as B site is locked down. Now the question is, what will UH do from here? Because they've continuously been pushing up onto A site, or B site rather. But instead it will be just a gun retrieval for Comey.
Absolutely. Now you saw that in previous rounds, UH decided to focus their forces onto the B side, but this time they actually went for a default, so only 1 or 2 players on each part of the map, and in this round it just didn't work out for them. Now you see that the KO is actually pushed aggressive B, so they're getting all this info that UH is not here. UH has to be A, and that's why you see a majority of their players concentrated on this site. Here going for an aggressive peek, dying to Comey, but Rice trading out on Code QT, making it 2v4. More nice picks from Comey, making it a 2v3, but are they aware of the flank? They are not. Turtles with a really nice pick. That's off the prefix, but he cannot hit the shot. Turtles with a nice 3K of the round, really big flank. UCLA tying the game 2-2.
Finds the round that they needed, and that means now they should have the advantage going forward in terms of the economy. But yeah, definitely like the re-rotation outright from UH. It's a different look, it's a different angle that they've been playing across, I think, from the rest of this game, right? We haven't seen them favor the A site at all, really, outside of that initial push from Comey to just see where is anybody here, can I get any action out of this, or is my flank going to be ended up, shut down? And so far this time around, after being pushed out of hookah, I do like the call to just rotate over. It at least gets them that plant, it at least gets them that extra money. And now we'll have to see what they want to do, as it looks like it's going to be a 5-man stack B, potentially the rush right up long.
You got to think that perhaps the Rays and Hookah has actually heard how many players there are, and they might start rotating. But there's a nice molly coming in from Turtles to make sure they can't just all rush in and make their own timing. Not sure how quite they're going to use the utility, but picks going in favor of UCLA as they try to attack this site. Again, UH doesn't really have any good guns, pretty much on pistols, so can't really expect much from this round. At this point, all 4 players are going to be on the B site, with another kill going UCLA's way, with Pure getting a nice shot at our Mikey, and just like that, the flawless round is called, and UH doesn't really have much to show.
Yeah, I mean, not much to show for it. They didn't get any kills. You'd like to get a pick or two, right? You'd like to get a kill, maybe just make it a little bit more expensive so that you can get the money going back in your favor a little bit more, but it ends up not happening for them. But hey, in the grand scheme of things, that is something you are relatively okay with still if you are UH. It was what you call a buy round, right? An economy round, basically, aka a cheap round, right? Something that they don't need to invest a lot of time or money into. So now that we go back into it, gun rounds back into effect. Both sides have guns, both sides have utility. We'll see what UH chooses to do. But it looks like now, finally, Rod, you get to be right, as the KO has gone over to the A side. But it looks like he's going to lose a lot of his health bar. All the shields pretty much gone. He is very weak to the potential push as the Viper wall goes out. Here comes the halters. The cabbages are rolling. And it looks like now they found a couple marks. They're looking for people. And the push is on. More sky flashes coming through. Defense comes out, but instead, it's just absolute chaos on the map. Crisis gets another, but they will drop the spike. Now, UH back on the retake as they push forward through. They need to hold their angles, but it's not going to do it. Cold QT out, and it is just the Brimstone left. As now there goes the res, and it looks like everyone's going to get dropped. A tough loss for UH here in that one.
Unfortunate. It actually looked like a pretty good take for UH going in, but they just didn't really get aggressive into the parts they needed. They didn't really play as a team going into that site. You kind of see that because there was kind of that stall where even though the attackers should be setting the pace, should be trying to find picks, they didn't. There was kind of a stalemate with the Viper wall and the different smokes on site. So I think maybe a little confusion there. Really just unfortunate. The trades didn't go their way. Some of the picks didn't go their way. And actually, if you noticed, UCLA has been kind of on it and figuring out where UH is going to be going. A lot of the rounds they've gone B, they've had 3 players there. That round, UH was heading towards A, and the KO switched over to be an A player that round. Same as this round too. So pretty good stuff. But we're starting this round off with Neojin getting a nice pick through smoke, and the MX1 following up with 2 of his own.
Spike down A.
He's gonna get 1 pick, making sure UH doesn't go on without a fight, but looking to not survive much longer. As MX1 goes in for the triple in the round, and a pretty clean round for UCLA.
Yeah, he's clean with it. MX Quan put on them dancing shoes at the end there. He just kind of slides over and is like, "Oh hi," pops the Brimstone in the face and calls it a day. But yeah. With that one, a quick another economy round, like as we say. And these guns go back out. UH now back in hand with guns, but let's look at the ult economy because the last 2 rounds we did see a few of them used, right? The Hunter's Fury gets burned in that, that crazy chaotic A take we saw last round. Turtles also burns his ultimate in that same round as well. But now UH, they've got 3. They've got the Brimstone, right? Orbital Strike can be used. They've got the Viper's Pit. If they can get themselves onto a site, they've got some ability to do some things. As utility being burned now from the shadows gets burned from UCLA as well. They're going to reposition the defenders across, but unfortunately, Comey's Lurk is not able to get anything done. And now it kind of puts UH in this tight situation again.
Yeah, no, actually, now if you notice, so first off, we have MX Quan on a really good flank. The prefix looks to be aware. MX Quan trying to go the long way, but Tested actually aware as well, getting rid of that pick, but still UCLA knows, oh, they're all at B still yet. So something to kind of look out for. They have a lot of info, maybe something they have to address. And now UCLA is actually doubting themselves. Maybe they haven't pushed out as far and it's been some time. So we see the Silver rotate to A. But if you notice, K-Tad, at the beginning of the round, they actually knew that the Viper got suppressed and that if only the Viper got suppressed by the KO knife, that usually means he's lurking because that's how it was early in the half. And so they actually had a pretty good read and put 3 towards B really early on. But putting that to the side, we actually see a nice execute coming out for UH. They're getting a lot of free space, forcing UCLA off of the site. Making a nice plan, and actually CoQT getting a pick on Pure Crisis, making a 4-on-3 in favor of the attackers. 2 towards elbow, 1 towards CT right now, as UH looks to hold off the UCLA retake.
And smoke cleared now. Defenders pushing out from the elbow side actually. That's it, found one, but Turtles gets the push. But it's not going to be a successful retake. They just don't have enough of the angles covered. UH back on the board 5-3. And yeah, I mean, overall, I do like the call, right? I do like the conditioning that we're seeing, like you're talking about, Rod, where once they understand where the kills go down, UCLA is really rotating it quite well. That call to know that, that Comey is flanking, that he's looking for the lurk is so critical. And I'm curious at what point UH will punish that, right? Because they have now conditioned them to say, yep, this is what we normally do. And now the question is, will they keep doing it? Or will UH try to look to counterplay it and start playing around that fact of like, hey, Viper's dead, but wait, there's more, right? And see what else comes out. As instead, the 3 stack A this time coming out from UCLA, a little bit different. I don't know if they're expecting a switch up or what the case might be, but
smoke's down.
Smoke's going out. We'll see what they do. They're only going to block the back, and they're going to orbital strike elbow. They get 1 on sight, and that means the rest are going to get pushed out. defender not able to do anything else from there, as now the other 3 in the back, but the Viper spit goes down and makes it very difficult, as they're going to be forced to go around the side. They are not going to want to push through this.
For sure, that was a really nice execute coming out from UH. You saw the Brimstone put a lot of good utility out, but the retake for UCLA is in effect. Right now, 3v2 in favor of UH, now 3v1 with MX Quan. Let's see if he can find a pick to get back into the round, but Kami sneaking up on him, not able to get the pick, and actually the Viper pick goes down. More of a chance than you thought. But MX Quan down to half health. Code QT looking to flash. Prefix with a nice swing, getting the triple on the round, and actually whose util and ult was a big factor for UH actually getting that round, getting their 4th on the board.
Yeah, huge and great Brimstone playing, honestly. I mean, when you look at it there, right, that initial smoke blocks off any defenders coming through the door. The orbital strike blocks off any defender hoping to hold elbow. Either he was already forward up, or he's got to give it up, or he's exactly what happened. He's too far forward, has to push out, and gets picked off by the rest of the attacking UH members. Great Brimstone play overall from PreFX, and now we are almost at an even game here, 5-4. UH has kind of fought their way back, right? They needed to win a bunch of rounds in a row to kind of put UCLA off of their economy, and kind of what we're seeing here, except Turtles. He might have something to say about that, as he's kind of holding the line onto B site. They get the pick, and now UH backs off.
Yeah, and actually, it was a pretty nice way to change it up. So even though Mike unfortunately did get picked inside hookah, you see Tessid actually showing some presence in bathroom, which UH hasn't really done too much. It did with the Sova drone. And so now UCLA is guessing, but unfortunately, Tessid not able to connect the shot on Turos, getting the second in the round. Pure getting another on Kami, but Code finally being able to trade out, but now having all his abilities to press his flash, and it's 4v2 in favor of UCLA. So you actually see Code with a nice kill, and possibly with another. Code with 3 on the round, and bringing some hope into this round for UH. And he's going to be dogging and droning out to see if he can find any of the UCLA members. Maybe cautious that one is in U-Haul, but none are actually pushed up that far. You see that the actual members are converging. Code QT with a nice 4K, and now Prefix with the last kill to make it a tie game, 5 for 5.
Sounded like you weren't sure about that, right?
Yeah, brain pause a little bit there, but it's all right. I can count to 5.
I don't know. We learned in mic check that you really only can count to 1 to 4, you know. So are you sure about that?
It was a new thing for me.
I see. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. As we talk about it, great round there from UH, right? Puts them back on the board, and I think more so than that, great play from Cold QT, right? It puts him in a great position. The sky play, he gets almost the ace, right? 4 kills coming out of that round. He's got the ultimate back up again. He's going to use all of his utility as much as he can. He's already taken a bunch of damage though, but so far so good. Offense gets the push out. Comey now, his lurk is good when he's got friends, and now the defense has to back up. They've got one blinded. Turtles gets shot, and now Pure is also trying to back him up. They're looking for more, but the snake bite actually puts Pure right off of his position. I don't know if he knows. He doesn't. And that Viper was just waiting for the smoke to go down, and UH finds himself in the advantage going into last round and a half.
A really good take coming in from UH. You saw that they wanted to go A at the beginning of the round, even though they had some util thrown at them. They didn't care. They just kept going. And Kami in the bathrooms, really, really huge. The first pick in bathrooms, as well as shutting down the 2 players who teleported. Absolutely fantastic work from them, and just utility usage to flush that player out of dirt, making sure that Pure crept up and went into his crosshair. An absolutely fantastic round. But you see UH this round switching it up and actually going fast towards B. So Turo is going to be the only person long fending it off, but that's not even where the most players are. Nice flash, and actually a great double coming in from him. And Tessid and Mike coming with really good trades, but MX Quan flanking and Pure actually flanking Tessid. So now Mike is put into this awkward 2v1 situation, getting droned out, not tagged. Just a little precarious for this last round of the half.
Yeah, things got a little crazy, a little quick, hot and heavy, and it looks like the sweatiness will stop. So far, Mike just trying to retreat over. He wants to make sure that he pushes the Sova out before he goes back to retrieve that bomb. pings coming down that maybe he went around. Maybe he's playing you, is what it seems like the call is from UH. But overall, everyone just doing a bit of ring around the rosy. It is last round of the half, and with no other dead bodies to grab, Rice would like to use this. Oh, he just has the timing on it, and Mike goes down. 6-6 on the board, and we've got a close series here, Rod.
It is. Now, that was just a really unfortunate round. Mike just kind of got timing all around. Really smart play from Pure, because as soon as he gets that pick, you notice he backs off. Because then Mike is left to check around, and is Pure still here? And he wasn't. He backed all the way up to A site, and while he was doing that little ring around Rosie, the Cypher was able to just move up and get into position for that easy kill. So really good last round from UCLA to make it tied, and now we have to see what UCLA can bring on attack and how well UH can defend these sites.
That we will have to see what happens, how this all goes. So far so good, as we got right back into the game here. And all right, back at it again. Now switch sides, UH on the defense, and some could argue potentially better on the defense with their composition. Cold QT holds it down, gets one. Now the rest of the squad, meanwhile, looking through. Comey on the lurk, has been dropped out. They don't see anything yet, but now he sees the KO in the side. Instead, he has backup coming through the teleporter, and that means they're all going to get dropped, as it's a 2-on-2. Turtles finds his way onto site and is now in the back side. The two defenders now have to figure out, well, all right, where is this bomb going? Who has the bomb even? So it looks like Turtles wants to just slowly sweep and clear sight. Does not see Comey. And with the plant going down on A, now do they expect that the defenders rotate around? No, they don't. And that means Turtles is in the wrong spot. He's on the wrong bomb site. But with a slow action, a slow take from UH, Turtles could look to grab this.
You know, UH players are actually a little bit low, so there's a chance. But a really nice swing from Kami to after Mike jumped out and actually baited the shot coming in from the KO. Really nice kill. It got a little worried there when Mike was missing some share shots onto the Omen that had just planted, but it's okay. He does hit those. I believe in Mike. And a really messy, but still a solid pistol run coming out from UH. And just a great way to start off the second half.
Yeah, great way indeed. As now, with that does put UH in the lead once again. I mean, remember, last round too, or last half, I should say, they won the pistol. They got themselves in the bonus early. And although it ended up not getting them, you know, that advantage because we saw them drop the next 4 following, right? It was still a good way to kind of start themselves out, gets them some action, and it gives them the precedent, the pressure, as some might say. As looking at it here, the rest of UCLA just slowly pushing up, but Comey's just got the blind spray through the smoke, looking for another, knows that there's one here now, and it's a 4-man wipe. Comey just with the blind just puts himself to the top frag.
That was absolutely huge. Now, I was a little worried because the aggression from Cold inside Hookah didn't look that clean. He actually looked like he could have got swung by 3 different people. Thankfully, that did not happen. They were able to back up and Kami really smart. Here's the players going to be long repositioning. And even though his toxic screen is up, he just decides, hey, let's fire through the screen, see what happens. And that time he happened to get a blind 3K and got aggressive for the 4. So really nice second round coming in from Kami and just playing around his util really well and smart rotations.
Smart rotations equals round wins. But also I think some people would say blind spray kills also equal round wins. As it goes. Now see 6 to 8 on the board. After losing the bonus, now this is the round that UCLA wants to make sure they make it count. Otherwise, you can find yourselves starting to slip down a very slippery slope. As Cold QT does take a few shots up in a short. Just wants to bait out some information. They know that a few were there. Now the question is what will happen next. As it looks like UCLA, they've actually rotated everyone out. Now they want to take B. They've changed their minds. They said, you know what? No, never mind. You can have A. We'll just take B.
Yeah, and then you actually see UCLA deciding to come onto the attack. All 5 players here for UCLA, and they're actually getting spotted by a Silva Dart. So I'm not sure what they can do, but Kami coming up huge as well as Tessid. They actually have 3 uncontested kills as they come onto the site during the bonus round that we talked about earlier. Quan keeping the hope alive with 2 kills of his own, backing up with the bomb, thankfully, but that's pretty much all he has to his name. Looking to see what else he can do. Viper is forcing him out, but Kami jumping up, giving him a 3rd kill in the round. Maybe giving him a chance. He sees he's quickly lurking up. The failed
I
molly.
see tragedy. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Only going out, but cold QT in the cubby. MX1 not expecting that. And that got a little messy at the end, but a really solid round coming out from Kami and Tessid to hold that B site. Again, we touched upon, those are the bonus rounds where you didn't expect the team who won the first 2 rounds to actually win that. They have the weaker guns. But through smart play and good positioning and, dare I say, a little luck, they're able to come through and get those kills. So really good on UH, pretty clean. And going into the next round, you see UCLA's economy is really weak. They have little to no guns. And so this game, or this round from UH, is just going to be minimizing damage. See how they can beat UCLA without losing too many guns and without losing too many players.
Yeah, I mean, now it's really just making it expensive, right? You need to regroup, you need this round, you need to do it. But yeah, really well done. That's actually a good start to it. A Marshall headshot will do it. That's a good opening. Turtles would like to get onto site, but he runs into a Tessid. And that means they're not able to do it. Teleported through. Mikey gets another one. The grenade, the paint shells, everything is out. He's going to try to go through it, but the gun. Oh, he is able to recover the gun. Even though Pure does take a bit of damage, it is still a 2-on-2 at the end of the day. That was a crazy bunch of trades. And now the question is, where will they go? Rice very aggressively pushed up here, waiting for somebody to get onto a site. But it almost felt like Comey was expecting this, and he was! He gets the headshot. Puts him now at a 2-on-1. Silva's out, drones out. What can they get? Clears the first one, dart in Comey. But instead, so far now, they're going to push out. It's got him pinched. They've got to know, and yep, Tessid sees it, and they close it down.
Now that was a little dicey. We see UH gave up a few picks. Code getting picked on long with MX1's really nice Marshall shot. So it got a little dicey, but Kami's amazing awareness. I don't know if you noticed that, but just the awareness that, yeah, a player could be there and not getting too aggressive. Some players might just run, and that would be Rice's opportunity to swing out that smoke and get that free kill, making it 2-on-1. Kami's awareness and eventual pick on Rice was absolutely fantastic and absolutely helped them win that round.
Absolutely huge and a great start so far to the half from UH. A 4-0 start means they could be looking to put us very, very close to match point with a few more. Viper's pick goes out to lock down the B short area. Homie in his own pit, just kind of chilling, waiting to see what other info we can get. But instead, slowly now moves out. The creep forward, I don't think they know. They're waiting for counter spray. Instead, sees one. Oh, the timing and the shot is missed. Comey misses everything, and now it's in a rough spot. PureFX finds one, but now that means that the ace, or the B site rather, is completely wide open. It's gonna have to be a tough retake, 2-on-4, as UH looking like they might have just dropped this one.
A little bit of caster's curse there as soon as you mentioned why. UH is doing really good. They just happen to get picks, and a little bit curse there, unfortunate. It was really unfortunate. Kami had a really good play pushing up, but unfortunately couldn't get any picks. And you see, because of that, UCLA is able to just come through with 3 players left in the round, wipe it up, making it a 7-on-10.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play, right? I like the idea. I like the idea of, all right, use your snake pit, right, and then just jump out, right, and then look for the swing. It's just the timing of it, and I think missed opportunity, the missed shots. He just isn't able to secure on those kills. Means that it does not work out for them in the grand scheme of things. Now looking at it here, though, 7-10, no harm, no foul. It looks like they do lose a few of their shields, so some of them will be starting with light shields instead of heavies. But they do have guns, they do have utility. Question is, what can they do?
So all 5 players of UCLA actually coming out a short, MX Quan going out with his ult, unable to get anything though. Prefix from the bathrooms. But do they know that actually Mike is here too? But it doesn't matter because Tessid, Kami, and Cold QT are able to wipe up the remaining kills in the round. And just like that, a gap before is created, and a nice run coming out from UH. A really nice hold considering UCLA threw all that they could outside of A short.
Yeah, I mean, that was a wild swing out. 5 men strong, nobody in bathrooms, and nobody even checked it, too. I mean, I appreciate the balls on the UCLA squad to just say, no, we will force through this choke point. We will get in there. We do not care who's on site. We'll burn whatever we've got to take it. And unfortunately for them, it does not pay off. It does not give them any dividends. As now, UH, look at the other side. They're aggressively pushing out a B right now. Gonna find one from Cure, but it looks like he will get shut down with it now. But overall, UH with the aggressive push means that they get to move forward, and they are actually kind of choking UCLA out of any other room, knowing that it's an eco round. They want these kills.
Oh no! Oh, it's looking a little dicey.
Oh!
No, a little dicier than it had to be. You see quite a bit of a brawl. Tested had his knife out. Cold QT not hitting the shot. Really unfortunate. But you see that the reason we're even in this scenario was because UH knew what kind of money that UCLA had and forced that. They're like, we can take the fights. We have the better guns and we have the aim. So why don't we take the fights and push our advantage? And unfortunately, again, some of the brawls in market little messier than they had to be, so it's going to be a 2-on-1.
30
see what
seconds
Pure
left.
does. Creeping outside the bathrooms, really careful. Not sure where any of the defenders are. You can see Prefix ready by U-Haul, waiting. A nice, easy shot for him to clean up the round, putting us on map point.
Yeah, map point. We could be looking at a UH 1-0 start to this series right now if they can close it out here. But, I mean, and honestly, it's looking good in terms of utility, right? In terms of ultimate economy, Rice is the man that you're looking for. He needs to be at least somewhat involved in this first pick if they're going to get one, so that he can burn the ultimate, get himself that information. That ideally, I think, is the way that UCLA would like this round to play out. But Cold QT, he's got Odin, will travel, waiting for the moment to swing. All right, there it is. Burns it through the door, needs to get a flash out, now pulls that gun out, but not gonna do much more with it, as the second swing was a bit more ambitious, I think. It's now, unfortunately, the rest of the squad pushing up. Tessid's on alert. He gets one. What else can he get, though? That's the question. Looking for another. Swinger and defender. Pure is there, and he gets it. That means now B site. Open for business, and yeah, defenders, they roll right on it.
And now we see that UCLA have 4 on site right now. Mike actually coming out of hookah, but not able to get anything with result. They don't expect the second. Kami with 2 actually, and they know where the last player is. MX Quan inside of elbow, not sure, but actually getting ulted out. Now Pure's gonna peek him. Kami knows
he's
a little
stuck.
better. Yeah, he knows, but they know where he is, but they don't want to give him too many individual fights because he can easily win this. Kami might have, or MX Quan, excuse me, might have no help, but Kami with a really nice off angle. We see almost over the shot, but Kami with the nice 3K inside hookah, last one to finish up the map. And I want to see a really good bond game coming out from both teams, actually. You saw UCLA adapt a lot. They read UH a lot in the beginning and really good aggression. And UH just being able to flourish and still get the picks that they needed to. Some messy fights, some messy rounds, making it a little closer than I think it had to be, but still overall good on them, winning the map 13-7.
Yeah, they take the map, they ended up taking it out, and that means that puts them into a really great position here. I mean, in this best of 3 series, right? Win the next one, you're done, and if we got to keep going, we can very much so do that. But looking at that here, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is still just the beginning of the Sports Fest here, brought to you again by United Healthcare. This is the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Hawaii Sports Fest. So if you guys are interested, there's plenty more booths, there's plenty more vendors. You can check it out. You can go check out the auditorium. I believe they got some guest speakers over there. I mean, really, there's so much more to do at this event. And obviously, if you want to stick around and watch more esports action, by all means do so. It's not just us you've got on camera. You've got some Overwatch, you've got some Rocket League. I don't even know what else is either. If you've already watched it or if it's coming up after this, who knows when it'll come out. But hey, you want to stay tuned to those. But with that said, we will be cutting to just a short little bit of a break. When we come back, game number 2 between UH and UCLA. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, we're going to get to the next game in just a moment, but we want to remind you, check out everything going on at United Healthcare Community Plan's ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest. It's presented by the Bump Card team. I'm Josh Pacheco with ESPN Honolulu. There's a lot to do here over the next week, so make sure you check out some of our demos, some of our activities, some of our one-on-ones. You can find me on your lunch break this week, as well as some of our other celebs, and some other stuff I can't tell you. You just got to check it out for yourself. The ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest, thanks to United Healthcare Community Plan. Thank you to the Bump Card team. Right now, let's get you to the next game.
All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Sports Fest, presented to you by United Healthcare. Once again, my name is Kyler K-Tando, and joining me on the mic is going to be Noah Rod Rodriguez. And Rod, buddy, UH up 1-0. How do you feel about that?
I mean, again, little biased because that was my team just a couple months ago, but I mean, I feel pretty good about it. UCLA, it was really good to see what they did. Their reads were really good. They brought out a new character, so we were interested to see how that played out. And the KO actually had a lot of effect. You could see that they got off some really crucial intel and made some really good rotations based off the KO knife that they got. And so I think that UCLA, is off to some really good stuff, especially since you don't see too many teams running KO right now. So really interesting to see how they go forward with that character and if they decide to implement it into other maps.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta agree with you there. It was really fun to watch. You know, when it was working great. And unfortunately for UCLA, just on the flip, right when we switched out of halftime and we went into that attacker stance, they were not able to make it work as well. I think, you know, those executions on the takes just were not as clean as they'd like. But, you know, hey, new game, new round, right? New map, new me. We can get to see how UCLA wants to run it back as we are moving to Icebox. So with that said, let's hop right on into there. We are in, we're out, and let's see how this one plays out, as so far, so good. As it looks like, let's take a look at some of these. The Jets being burned out, as well as the Sage Mirror actually coming out. But UCLA, interestingly enough, they've grabbed the Reyna for themselves. And that's when, I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so the comms on this map, usually this kind of understood. You need the Viper. Viper's a really good smoker on this map, really good controller. So usually she's picked up Sage, really good for blocking off some of the sight lines as well as walling off the bomb for diffuses, because Icebox is kind of more of an open map, especially on the B site. So kind of essential there. Jet, really good to just get her on the map, Sova for intel, and you can just see just the different duelists of choice. UH opting for the Raze and UCLA opting for the Reyna. Now it's really interesting to see. One of the things I want to point out is Prefix is actually a Jet player. So I want to see how that kind of plays out for UH as we see UCLA getting really aggressive, sending 2 and getting the first initial pick. Code QT throwing his nade to fend it off and just continue with the aggression. UCLA Turtles getting 1 before he is traded out. Now Tessid is actually going to get another one, almost getting it taken down. It should be Rice, but Rice good for 2, putting Kami into the 1v3. Kami only having 22 health to his name. Seeing now 14, taking a fight with the enemy Viper. Seeing how that plays out, you can see on the map that actually the other UCLA players are encroaching on his position. So we've got to see if he's able to do anything. Playing his time. Putting his stream up.
In the water. Sharks are lurking. Comey, he's got to figure out where he wants to go next. He doesn't have a lot of options on the table. Pushes there, but nope. It's going to be the long shot from Nihojin, as that is going to be the kill. And yeah, I mean, aggressive push, right? If we're thinking about it, from UCLA on that round, they opt to say, you know what, we're not going to take the loss sitting down. We're just going to push you. I mean, I think at one point we saw the cam from one of the UH players. Tested's dart saw all 3 of those A attackers pushing forward, and they're just unable to do anything about it. They're unable to capitalize on it. They're unable to punish that aggression. And now UCLA finds themselves for the first time this series in the bonus. They get to have the guns. They get to go forward and see what they want to do. But on the other side, it's a tough and fast push from UH onto the A site. Guardian in hand. What else can they do? They're going to get one. They're going to try to trade it out as now UH pulls back.
Yeah,
Or
and now you
not.
see it's actually in a 3v3 now, and you saw UH decide to take a really aggressive approach onto the A site. So now Kami looking for a pick, probably gonna see MX Quan here, and actually does get a trade. MX Quan with a really nice shot on Mike, but Kami keeping his composure, able to put it in a 2v2, and now you see UCLA, they're split up while UH can actually stay together and possibly play trades. Now, if we see that we have the Viper on B long coming in from UCLA, actually kind of on an off angle. If they go B long, it's going to be a little precarious for them, but UH does opt to go through mid, kind of just feeling out where the players are. You see health disadvantage actually coming from UH, as the players are actually deciding to take just the route straight to A. So maybe Rice actually looking a little bit aware from just seeing what they're doing.
Yeah, slowly they're creeping around. I mean, I think, yeah, both defenders not sure where they want to go, but if they sneak through the window... Beautiful smoke. He doesn't see it. He doesn't know. Oh, he knows now! Rice! Oh! Tessin gets that one. Does he have time to plant? Yes, he does. Okay, this could be huge. UH could find themselves in the bonus. Now the question is, can the side of Nyojin, the Viper, can he rotate back around fast enough? Who has the Guardian? Nobody grabbed the Guardian. Tessis just grabbed the Spectre. What will he do? He's got full shields, full utility, can travel. Oh, swings around, finds one. That was huge. He needed that. But now the Marshal in hand from Komi. Will he be able to buy himself enough time? They're just playing ring around the Rosie. Pros don't fake though. The snake bite is good. Pistol out and oh, Komi!
Oh my goodness. Huge round coming up from Kami. You see really 2 big picks with the Marshal coming at the beginning of the round and just a nice play to finish it out. Now that was really good play coming in from Tested and Kami. You see just how Kami would light them up with the Marshal. Tested would finish him up with the Scout, and just the fact that they both did damage to the remaining players was what allowed them to win that round. So really good, yeah, just really good 2v2 and a really good eco round coming in from UH.
Yeah, I mean, that right there is the buddy cop movie that fans have been waiting for all summer long. And it looks like now they get to see if they're going to run it back on the sequel. As no Turtles gets taken down by Prefix. This, remember now, so we can talk about this a little bit. There is no third bonus round in this game, or in this one, because of the fact that UH takes it on the round that they're not supposed to get. So that means they get guns, the other side does not. Mike gets dropped, or rather Mike drops MX Quan off of, oh, I love this Sage Wall.
Oh my
the
gosh.
cheeky up in the sky. It gives them full control of the A site. And now, yeah, look at that. Mike just gets to go all over. The world is his playground. I don't really know what Nyojin is thinking about doing. Yeah, he's contemplating life out there. Observers, why don't we just look at what this man is up to? Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do.
He's getting tagged, and they don't for sure know where he is. Mike's just spamming that off intuition, but Mike gets spotted out by Kami here. Does get the initial shot, but Kami is good for the kill. Now, I was gonna say that round was all about minimizing damage, but you see UH just did just that. Really nice, like off angle, nice wall coming in from Mike for a huge Sage angle that opponents don't necessarily expect, and just a clean round coming from UH. But now UCLA is coming to the next round with guns, so we got to see if they can tie it up and how they're gonna play this round out.
Yeah, economy is strong though, right? If we're looking at the board, Komi choosing to not buy here. He's saying, "I'm fine with the Spectre once again." But now look at the money, right? Look at where it puts them. Oh, Turtles! This is an aggressive op angle. What can he see? That's the question. Nope, they know the drone's out. They don't want the op to get spotted. Turtles misses the first shot, and now they know. Information is there. And it looks like instead UH gonna for now push up and hold.
Yeah, and then we see that actually all 5 players are here, and we actually have some UCLA players pushed up in mid, so they know that all the UH, or at least most of the UH players, are going to be towards A. We did see that Rice was thinking about moving up, but actually does get picked by Kami by unfortunate timing in the Viper wall. Tested getting another pick on Turtles. Mixquan trying to get a pick and does, but not enough, and Pure Crisis to back off. Now the question is UCLA going to go for the retake? Possibly now, because Pure got a pick, making it a 2-on-3. Now we see that Nihon is actually going to be trying to join his teammate and going up into heaven, going up into rafters. But is he going into the crosshairs of Prefix? Moving up, we do see that Nihon is actually caught out on an off angle, and Prefix getting the last 2 kills for 3K to his name, and a solid 3rd round on the board for UH.
Yeah, UH comfortably now in the lead. They've got money, and they were able to snag the op from the cold dead hands of Turtle. That is not what you want to see. I mean, off of what was already a pretty aggressive op angle, I feel like Turtles was trying to take last round, because it doesn't work out, because he gets pushed back, because they're not able to get any real value out of it. Now we're seeing the effects of that, right? It's a sheriff gang, you know what I mean? The Wild Wild West coming out from UCLA. They've got to try and make it work. They're going to look to get aggressive, but it's just not doing anything for them right now. Mikey, Cold QT, they just roll right up through mid. B site is theirs. They're going to just try to grab everything they can. Only the Viper on site. What can he get is the question. It looks like he can get one, but he will just get dropped by the operator by the back side of it. Bomb plant should be going down. Turtles would love to get somebody in rotation, but I don't quite think that's going to happen. And overall, yep, UH, they've got the plant down. They've got the money. Can they hold? I mean, at this point, it's just the Reyna. What can Reyna do? 3 kills, a headshot. No, better sniper wins.
I got a little bit nervous there. We have seen what Mixquan can do on the Marshall. He has hit really nice shots. He was doing that last map. So got a little bit nervous. I actually thought Prefix might have gone down, but nice last op shot coming in from him. We do see UH going to be leaning towards the A site this map, and UCLA switching it up a little bit. Probably having a heavy presence, towards the B site. Only Viper left on A. So they're actually switching up how they defend a little bit. And I take it back, UH actually opting to go towards the mid site. Now both teams are going to have full guns this round. We got to see how it plays out, as they look to be doing a full mid hit going in. But you see that Rice might actually be good for a couple kills. He is, but swiftly traded out. Not before MX Quan gets another kill onto Tested on B long. And we have to see what UH does in this disadvantaged state. One creeping up, and Prefix aware, but not able to hit the shot. Tommy gets picked as well. MX1 with another in the round. Cold QT being left in a 1v3.
Yeah. Cold now just has to find his opportunity. Sees one. Not able to get the trade. Just getting some shots into the door. Chooses to retreat back though. Defenders everywhere. They're looking for the fights, and that means MX1 gets the op shot. Op has switched hands back to the original owner, or rather the original side. Yep, Turtle's gonna get that one back. And 2-4 on the board. UH though, they've still got some money. They've still got a great economy for themselves. But overall, yeah, just the push, the flanks, I feel like, was what just grants UCLA the ability to come right back onto site and get all of the attackers with their heads turned.
I mean, absolutely. You see that MX1 got the huge pick on Tested, and then he cleared it out. He knew, hey, nobody else is coming B long. They're all orange. They're all on site, so we can focus on that. We do see now a heavier presence coming in from UCLA on the A side, but same for the UH side. So a lot of the players, but Tested with a huge pick onto the Jet. Now MX1 seeing what he can do, which is actually unfortunately going to be nothing. All the picks going in favor of UH. The Sage having to back up, and the flank for UCLA is coming in, but Tested is also watching this to see if he can catch time. We'll have to see.
Yeah, they want to see it right now. Tested's got his eyes on it. Jin would have to go through now, chooses not to, and now back in the action in the back sight. Rice wants to get the swing, sees one, Cold rather, ends up getting picked off. So now they know that one is back here. Mike though sees the shot, not able to close it. And these 1v1 duels could be a problem. Tested meanwhile though on the other side, on the flank, will get picked off. This is now a problem. UH could lose this. Rez is out, but no, time not in their favor. Prefix just has to get on out of dodge here. He's got the op, and that means he's got the round. They made it expensive, but UH walks away with it in the end.
Yeah, they did indeed make it expensive. It was, I think at one point, a 4v2, maybe even a 5v2.
It was a 5v2.
5v2. Thank you. And yeah, so it was, they made it very costly. UCLA, sometimes that's what you got to do. They played it really smart in terms of just waiting and getting the picks on UH, making the economy worse because economy sometimes runs out. And so maybe if UCLA were to get a couple more clean rounds, UH is forced on an eco, and all of a sudden that's a tied game. So really smart play coming in from UCLA as UH looks to push the A envelope this round. With only one defender from UCLA on the site.
So before we move on to the next round, Rod, I'm gonna need you to wipe that sweat off your brow a little bit. Okay.
We'll get back to that in just a minute.
We'll get back to that in a sec. As Turtles is using them knives, Prefix was like, no, not in my house, not today. As he sits them down, but now, yeah, that does now put them in a weird 2v3. Now the res comes through and it makes it a 3v3. Well, what else can UH do with it is the question. Man, if not for that joke, I wanted to make a joke about you sweating too hard here, Rod. You know, being a former UH player and watching your team, your former team, almost throw away what was a 5-2 advantage. I mean, tell me, Rod, what are you thinking as a UH fan in that moment? What is racing through your mind?
Well, last round I was terrified. I was like, oh my goodness, they are absolutely throwing this. And right as you're about to make the joke, I think the caster curse hits again because Turtles comes in with a really nice 3K on the jet knives. Thankfully, we have Prefix to even it out, but still a situation that you didn't really expect to if you're a UH fan. So we do see that one is going to be coming in from Snowman. MX Quan looking to flush it out, but actually a huge ult coming in from the Sova to force Prefix out of position and actually get some damage off. So both UCLA members are going to be coming in from mid. We gotta see what they do. Mike holding the initial angle and Prefix with the arrow exciting. At least Prefix out, but now they know where both players are. Prefix getting pushed, but Mike good for the last 2 kills. Clean headshots, gets the op, putting UH 6-2 on the board in the lead.
Yeah, great stuff from UH. I mean, honestly, a man down at that, right? I mean, I don't know if Cold is. It looks like Cold is back. He's moving. He's back. He's doing something. He's walked out to the center. Hold on. Cold, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good talk. Yeah. It looks like he's all right. But yeah, I mean, with that said, right, 2-6 on the board. Economy still in the favor of UH. We're seeing desperation now coming up from UCLA as Turtles is grabbing that Phantom, and already he gets picked off. That aggressive push into the rafters of A just is not working out. UH is reading that every single time.
Revealing area.
For sure. Now we actually see that UCLA is getting a lot of info here. We've seen Nihon pushing B long and maybe getting a flank on Prefix here. Oh, possibly. Unfortunately, whiffing the shot. So they know that somebody's pushed out B long, but still right now a 4v4. So even though UCLA is on the eco, they still have a chance to make it costly like they did the previous round and put UH in an economic disadvantage. But for now, we do see UH pushing A with only 2 defenders on that site. And we have to see what happens. MS Quan looking to get a couple picks, but shot while on the rope. Crisis able to get one nice headshot to trade it out, but Prefix with another kill and actually activating his jet knives to put UH in a 3-on-2 situation. The one remaining now UCLA player figuring out what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna say congratulations to Prefix for just getting about 3 or 4 kills with 3 or 4 different things there in that sequence of events. I mean, he got an op kill, switches to a Phantom, gets the Phantom kill, switches to the knives, gets the knife kill. I don't know, maybe he was looking for a pistol kill at the end of it all, but 2-7 now on the board, and things looking great for the offensive rounds of UH. They're happy. They're jumping for joy back there. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
They definitely are. They're looking pretty solid, but even though the scoreboard might be, I think, a little bit deceiving, it does say 7-2 in terms of UH, but UCLA has had some close and good rounds, and they've actually kept UH relatively modest. The economy you might not be able to tell, but there have been some moments where UCLA has got some really good picks, and the rounds have been really close. So maybe we can see UCLA close out a couple rounds before the half ends. We see actually Nihon pushing long, and there's a little dance between him and Cold QT to see who peaks first, who's going to catch the other off guard. It's looking like Cold QT might lose that.
Yeah.
And surely enough, he does. Nihon with a really good position, really good aggressive stance. Mike being able to trade out. And actually Kami being able to trade as well, as UCLA looks to get aggressive. Rice making 3-on-3, but UH is already on the A site. And now they're put into a 4-on-2 situation with a really nice res coming in from Rice. So we see that they are getting the plant down, but UCLA members are just encroaching. And now Mike is the last player behind his wall. They know where he is as they're going onto his position. Mike really nice double.
Okay.
And even though he tried his best, Hurls is just too strong with a nice triple in the round to make it a third for UCLA.
Yeah, unfortunate for UH. They don't end up closing it out. And just as we talk about it, there it goes, Rod. UCLA takes a round off the board. But I mean, I think critically, a lot of that stems from this was a successful A retake, right? I think all game long we've been seeing them. UH has just been kind of forcing their way up the A site. They take control, they take it, and they almost force the defenders to be like, all right, well, we don't have any good options. We'll just back off, right? Or they wait for UH to push, take their 1v1s, and then they move out from there. But this time around, a successful retake from UCLA means that they're able to hold the line, they're able to hold it through. And honestly, a bunch of, I think, changes to the game plan is why we end up... Wait.
No. Oh,
I sense dissension among the ranks.
Oh, no.
So, Rod, would you like to break that play down for me? What strategic advantage was there for them to wall in Prefix there in the corner?
Well, usually, so that wall has historically been used for a mid-split or just any play involving B from the UH team, but you know, maybe they wanted to hide him for later, believing in fixed touchability or something like that. Not too sure. We do see Kami try to pull it back, and Mike pulling it back as well. So it is a 3-on-3. No look dire, but MX Quan with the off. Somebody you don't normally see with it. A really nice pick. Rice getting kill onto his doppelganger. Kessid trying to make it close, but unfortunately just can't do it. Throws closing out the round. And UCLA with 4 on the board.
Last round.
Yeah, they're slowly bringing it back. They've got one more chance to bring this to 7-5. Obviously, UH would like to close them out here. I don't know, maybe after having a little bit of fun, a little bit of trolling, now they'll go back to your regularly scheduled gameplay. Who knows? I mean, me personally, I'm a fan of whatever the heck it was we just saw, where they boxed and slowed in their own guy. That was pretty entertaining to watch. But now the mid push, it looks like they might be thinking about it again. It didn't quite work last time. All right, so far, instead, no, they're just gonna opt to play it a little bit slower. UH has ultimates on the board. The question is, will they want to use it?
No, it's
Is
looking
this
like
time?
a really aggressive push. And then we actually see UH, so actually, and Tested getting the pick onto the player that's playing B long this round, so a relatively successful push. We're now 4v4 though, so we have to see how UCLA is gonna choose to retake this site. A focal point of our conversation earlier was the retakes, and if it's successful, then obviously you're just gonna be put in a disadvantage. Now looking a little less likely because of Mike getting a pick onto Rice, and Kami slowly but surely looking into the Viper's pit. They pass each other.
They see each other.
And Kami being able to go past. Very interesting. That's Kami decides to go through that one small sliver in the Viper's pit. And being able to get those 2 picks is very interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, they felt each other. You know what I mean? They just brushed aside, you know, not even paying attention, and just turns around and gets the shot. So overall, well done. Great half though. If you are a UH fan, now they get to go onto the defensive side. They get to just chill out. But I mean, one could make the argument that they had a better composition for the offense, right? With the Rays, with the Jet, you know, they've got some initial ability to kind of take information and take a sight. Now I want to see how they spread out and how they utilize, you know, their characters, their agents on this defensive side. Because when we're looking at it, right now, this is Reina's chance to shine, right? That initial offensive flash. Where will they put it? Where will they put her? And as I'm saying that, it sounds like the answer is they're having her lurk. Never mind.
Yeah, no, as you said, the difference in composition being the Rays and the Reina. Rays really good for just creating pure space with the nade, with the Roomba that she has, and getting a lot of intel with that Roomba. That's a big part of Rays on Icebox. But UCLA opting for just more of a head-on-head, I'm going to take this fight and I'm going to win it with MX Quan on the Reina. So we see that there's actually one of the rare 5v5 retake scenarios.
Ooh.
But Nihon actually coming in, but not before tested with 2 trades actually. But Charles coming in with a really nice flank. But Cold QT is actually aware, and now it's a 4v2 in favor of UCLA, or excuse me, of UH. Now going to be a 4-on-1 with Pure holding onto the hooks of his team with the frenzy, but Viper pitted out.
Oh, he's in the...
Everyone's looking at him. K-Tad, I don't think there was any hope for him.
That man was scrambling. There was panic in his eyes. The walls were closing in. He didn't know where to go.
I don't think there's anything more scared than being mollied out of a limited cover position with 4 people looking at you, ready to just end you.
You know, there's some cursed memes you could draw up about that scenario. We won't talk about them, but there are some very They're there to perfectly describe what we just watched on broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, with that said, I think the thing to talk about, right? That walkway, that see-through point that everyone always seems to forget about. Is that an Ares?
One enemy
That
remaining.
is
mind.
an Ares.
I don't have time to talk about what I wanted. You know, Tessid getting the shots through the cubby hole, through the peeking point, because UH just shut this round down. The bonus is already in their hands.
Absolutely. Code QT trying to be aggressive with the Marshall, trying to do his best Kami and MX Quan impression. Unfortunately unsuccessful. As we see Pure Crisis now picking it up, trying to see what shots he can land. Fortunately, it's going to be none. And a nice 3K on the round for Mike, but Kami with a nice Ares play inside mid. It's very interesting because it makes sense, right? Like, a lot of players are going to funnel into mid, so if he just holds that sight line with a light machine gun, chances are, especially when UCLA is on an eco round, he's going to get a lot of picks, and that happened just like that round.
Yeah, observers, we're gonna need to put a request in to just stay on the Ares. I think, you know. let's see if they do it again. Let's see. You'd like to think this won't happen again, but you know, who knows, right? As it looks like, no. Oh, he hears something. He hears it, and now he knows it's not mid. Question is, what will he do about it? Snake bite. Does he have the lineup? He has some lineup. It's going up, and it's good! Does he get rice though? Wow, okay. The paint shells finish him off, by the way, for those of you who are wondering what just happened. And now they're starting to get closed in. They've got some movement around the side. But it looks like defense is going to be able to hold. Viper is not going to be able to do it just yet. Jashes around. Instead, he gets one trade. No, not able to do it. As in the backside, now prefix with the... Oh my god! With the Marshall, with random, whatever guns he can pick up off the floor. He's got trash in hands. Sheriff is there. He's going to try to make something work now. Goes through the snake bite, has 1 health and a dream. Can he get this swing? The headshot? No, he sees it. But what can he do? Doesn't have time. Oh, he's just playing with our motions. Prefix, please. Oh, okay. He's gone.
Oh yeah, it looked really close. Pure actually getting really 2 big frags to open up that round. A nice molly to delay coming in from Kami and Code QT finishing off with the paint shells, but unfortunately that 1v1 not going in UH's favor. Really well played by Nijon to really buy time. He could have peeked out and he could have gone for the kill, but he played really smart, played for the time, and played for the guaranteed round win, especially when he knew that he had utility to keep prefix off the bomb. So that makes it 5-10 for UCLA. Really good first gun round coming in from them, and hoping to see what they can do. And what they can do is MX Quan getting a really big pick onto Mike in mid. Even though Mike had an op, MX Quan is just that much faster.
Yeah, wait, shh, they don't know.
Oh, Kami had an inkling, but Neojin had the kill. So really unfortunate, but smart play coming out from UCLA side, making it even attack. Coach UT looking to get aggressive, and the dink on to the Jet here, finishing it up with the right click, and now in a 3v2 situation.
I gotta say, Rod, I'm loving the 1v1 skirmishes we're seeing across the map. Just everyone just going for it here and there. It's just trade and then another one and then trade. I don't even know what Cold was doing on that side of the map. That is attacker spawn. As also now, I don't know what MX Quan is doing here. That's defender spawn. As we're just all over the place in this round. You know what I mean? We're just jumping around. You know, everyone's having a good time. Neojin wants this bomb. Little does he know that nobody's even looking at it. So hey, he's gonna get it. But the question is now, can he plant this bomb? I don't know.
I would say probably not. Prefix is on the angle, but as you mentioned, MX Quan being where he was, that was very interesting. I actually thought he was gonna catch Prefix off.
He's gonna walk right into him. Where is he?
No, but he doesn't see him. He doesn't see him. Prefix absolutely misses him. The smoke being super unfortunate. Put him to the 1v1, and realistically, he wins it. I was gonna say he might lose it because he has a decreased health, but still good for the one-shot headshot. Got a little dicey there. Really unfortunate that Prefix did not see him. That's just that's just unlucky. That's an angle diff. You hate to see it, K-Tad. You absolutely hate to see it.
To quote a friend of ours, I think what you would say is that round was definitely some wink wonky stuff, man. You know what I mean? It was some upside down, bizarre world thing where nobody's in the right place. Everybody's just in a 1v1 duel. Who cares about macro play? Who cares about strategy? Let's just do some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? We saw two Vipers hanging out at B. We saw a guy walk past another Viper. What else did we see that round? We saw Reyna. Like, we saw two different people on the wrong side of the map. Like, I really don't know what kind of statistical analysis we can break down for you, the viewer, to understand what was that round.
I think it was just unlucky for a bunch of people, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, K-Tad. Unlucky for Pure, as he is picked by Mike. Mike being traded out with a nice shot from Pearls. Now has a gun in his hand, looking to make this round competitive. As I say, as Kami and Code QT finishing up the last members of UCLA and putting UH on map and actually match point.
Some would say he's still looking, right? Some would say, but yeah, I mean, overall, right? If we're looking at it, it's definitely a tough one. UCLA has had quite the few close rounds, right? There was quite the few times when it could have gone their way, it could have went another way, but unfortunately for them now, we find ourselves in a dire strait, right? They've got guns, yes, they've got some guns, but they do not have the greatest economy, right? As that is not how you want it to start. As it looks like they're all just getting dropped. Great double though from MX Quan. Puts them back on the board. Tessit though will get one back. It becomes a 2-on-4 when we look at it here. Tessit would need to get some shots down, but he will get picked off. And it all comes down to Komi. What can he get? He's been tagged up by a dart. Information is there. That means he's got to give it up. And I do not foresee a way where Komi takes this one 1v4. Unless it starts like that.
The hope is alive. I was going to say, it does, however, look unlikely, as you said. Just purely because, against players, especially when the Viper is up for post-plant util, looking very unlikely, but at this point, Kami probably just going for economic damage. Not seeing the Sage because of his own wall, but they do know where he is because of that rope noise, and Right surely peeks out, gets a nice shot on Kami, and UCLA stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, now it does become a little bit of a dire situation, right? They'd have to win all 6 rounds just to force the overtime, right? If they even want to have a chance at a map 3, 6 back-to-back plus another 2, yeah, I mean, that's 8 rounds in a row that they would need to swing it. I mean, we've seen some 4 streaks. I don't know about an 8 streak. And now with that said, they also, I mean, let's take a look at some of this economy, Rod. MX Quan is not going to have a gun this round. He's going to have to light shield. Okay, no, he goes light shield instead. And where is the play? They're already going to burn the Viper Pit on A from UH's side just to say, nope, this is closed for business. But it looks like the push up down mid might be working for them. MX Quan gets 1. Question is, will they rotate into the Raze? The answer is no. Rez comes through, and it looks like they still want to play this mid push. They've traded 1 already, but the Rez was burned. And actually, no, are they going to go back to A? Yes, it looks like they will. Okay, what will they do? They've got a Viper's Pit here. Shots go down. They hear it. They know. Comey, I think, brilliantly playing this positioning. They just kind of clear it out and check it. They don't see anything just yet. And just like that, I'm sorry, Cold on the flank means that nobody else gets through. He's got the bomb. That Judge was waiting for them on the other side of the door. And MX Quan, he's got to get back to the bomb, but I don't think he knows the shots. Oh, no. Quan could get the ace. He should know that the Viper is still on A, but does he have enough time to run it B? That's the question. He's going to run now. He's got to sprint it. He's booking it. 5 health in the Dream. Keeps switching guns. Can't decide what he wants to window shop with. So it looks like now he's got it. He's going to go a long way round, though, actually. Quan, you don't have time, buddy. Somebody's got to tell this man. No, that. Oh, no.
10 seconds left.
It's okay. No, he has time. It's perfectly fine. So it is getting a little close. You're absolutely right, K-Tad. But Kami opting to stay in his Viper's Pit. Unfortunately, MX Quan is going to be going to the other side. And now MX Quan actually has the advantage. He can try to position himself to where Kami is going to go. And he actually has the right read. So if MX Quan were to hit a really nice one-tap here, it could be all over. And that's going to be the case. MX Quan with the really nice ace. You can see UH got a little overconfident there. Cold QT going for the zoomed-in Vandal one-taps in the spawn. So kind of unfortunate on that part. A little overconfident. But MX Quan, it cannot be overstated that those were a nice shots from him and a really good clutch and an ace to keep UC alive, excuse me, once again. And only 5 more rounds to go until overtime.
Yeah, if only. As we see it here. And actually, I mean, that is a big round for them to take, right? Because if we look at it now, UH is broke. They've got some Sheriff, some Marshal. They're playing off of 1 gun, Comey's Vandal. And the question is, where will they position him? Because right now, it looks like the attackers are going to start to roll up B. The wall goes up. Oh, a tag from the side is actually, no, Mike picks up the flank kill. So MX Quan, the hero of last round, won't be able to get much more for this time. Rice takes a bunch of damage off of those paint shells as now defenders are slowly pushing forward. They see the jet. They want to get some shots. Turtles are going to make it very costly off of the peak. Now the rest of the squad pushing up through mid. But remember, Mike has a rifle, will travel. They've got some guns. They've got 2 guns, actually, as they've managed to get themselves this far forward. There's 1 spray transfer is good from Cold. What else can he get? He's got paint shells back around. Pushes them off the angle. Actually could look for the defuse with a snake bite. Shuts him down. It's a one-on-one. Yojin wants to see what he can find. The shots are there. He's going to play with his emotions a little bit. Prefix knows he has to get the stick. He's going to sit in the angle, but no. It is going to be well done by the Viper. They keep him alive last, and it secures the round.
Yeah. Solid take coming in from UCLA. They get the bomb down pretty clean. Unfortunately, one of their players going down in mid, but nothing they can't handle. As you see, the rest of the players making sure they get the frags, they get the trades they need to. Turtles with big 2 before dashing off into safety. And then Neojin's really good post-plant play that UH has to adapt. They kind of got to look out for, because so far that I can count, remember, that's solidly won them 2 different rounds. And Prefix been put in the same situation both times. So looking to be a attack round, changing it up. However, from last round, UCLA, all 5 players on the attack, but UH does have 3 players to defend this site. They are looking to play a little more back though, so you see UCLA is given a lot of ground and a lot of hits as well. Not before Mike trades it out, but they are pushing it nonetheless. Yojin looking to play a little more back for the post plant as well as for the flank, but can't do that when all your teammates on site are dead. Tested, huge couple kills, and now UCLA with only 2 players to their name, keeping their series hopes alive.
Yeah, they're going to have to make it work. Pure on the side. They're going to try to hold it back. Comey jumps up, not able to get it. And that means it's a 2-on-2. But do they know the flank is coming? No, they don't. Prefix in the back. He takes them down, shoots them in the rear. And that will close out this exhibition match 2-0 to UH.
All right. Yeah, no, those were really good matches, K-Tad, I would say. Even though the scoreline wasn't as close as it could have been, you saw both teams had great things to bring to the table. Both teams had moments of brilliance. MX Quan with that wonderful ace clutch, that last map, to kind of show off what both teams had to offer. And so really good moments, really exciting to see what both teams are going to bring and what's going to happen to both teams as they go into this next academic year and showing the rest of the nation what they have.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Rod. That was a fun one to watch. It was it was very close, right? The scoreboards, I think they don't lie. I mean, we didn't get any overtime, sure, but hey, there was so many rounds that could have gone either way. These guys definitely bringing their A game. I gotta love it every single time when you boot up into Valorant and you just see, it's nice when it's not just aim duels, right? It's nice when strategy is involved and you see how teams execute, and anybody can miss the shot or anybody can land the shot depending on where they go. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Valorant up until now, I mean, congratulations. You just saw, I think, a great game of start. It had a lot of different things in there. I mean, congratulations to you, the viewer. You got to enjoy that. But anyways, with that said, I mean, and you're talking about it this academic year. I mean, that I think is a great way to kick off as a teaser of like, hey, this is just the beginning, right? I mean, of UCLA versus UH action. We've got so much coming up for you in, I think, this academic school year, right? Kickoff for the football team set to be on August 28th. So, I mean, hey, if esports isn't your thing, or hey, if you just want to watch more of UH going up against UCLA, you've got another game coming up, not in the not too distant future. I think a lot of these guys will compete, even on the esports side. We will compete with each other in the, as things go out. But with that said, that will close out the broadcast. So before we officially close out, Rod, any closing thoughts from you? How do you feel? How are you feeling after all of that?
I mean, again, kind of biased because that is my team. So I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't happy that they came out on top. I'm super happy that they did. But UCLA putting up a really good fight. And like I said, I'm really excited to see what both teams have to bring, because I feel like NA Collegiate, at least Valorant, is pretty close. A lot of times, like, either team can take it. So just seeing how both teams are starting off this year, just knowing that they're going to grow even further, really exciting to see for the esports scene, for the Valorant scene in NA, and can't wait to see what it has in store.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to see what it has in store as well. I mean, for those of you watching this broadcast, if you want to watch more UH Valorant action, stay tuned. Keep posted, right? Follow the social medias. I'm sure they'll be up there somewhere at some point in time on these broadcasts or in the booth. But you definitely want to check it out. I'm sure UH Esports will be doing a lot more content this season, this year. So you guys will definitely want to check it out. But with that said, that we will be bringing this to a close, at least for this segment, depending on how this all shakes out, right? But we do want to thank the University of Hawaii and the UCLA Valorant teams for participating in our exhibition here. It was a quick 2-0, but I think nonetheless very entertaining. But for you, the viewers, this has been me, K-Tad, and Rod joining me on the desk. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Hawaii Sports Fest presented to you by United Healthcare. Take care, everyone. Especially take care of yourselves. Good night, and we'll see you next time.
What's up, everyone? Keegan Ota here in our downtown ESPN Honolulu studios. We're hoping you're enjoying the sports festival so far, and thank you very much to the University of Hawaii esports team, where you had Overwatch, or you had Valorant, and now coming up in just a little while, it'll be Rocket League. But if you're just watching us on YouTube, you can watch us over at our sports festival website, and we gladly hope you check it out. It is hawaiisportsnetwork.net, where you can check out that entire sports festival page with the auditorium, arena, marketplace. Great place to visit, so check it out. We'll see you guys there. But for right now, let's head on over to Rocket League with the guys.
All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Hawaii Sports Fest presented to you by United Healthcare. Today, we are going to be watching some Rocket League action here between the University of Hawaii Esports team and UCLA. Once again, my name is going to be Kyler K-Tad Tano, and joining me on the desk is going to be Colton 2000 Okimoto. Colton, you are the Rocket League man, the expert himself. How are you feeling, buddy?
Feeling good. This is an exciting match. I think I haven't personally watched both of these teams, so it'll be really good to see how they play. In this game of Rocket League, of course, this is a show match, so it's a little bit of fun, to play on both sides. But in the end, it's still a friendly competition going at it. So we'll see how they do in this best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's even though, yes, this is a show match, yes, this is something that we're using to showcase what both of these colleges have to bring to the table. You definitely don't want to go home the loser. You'd like to come away with that bragging rights, with that title. I mean, it's always, a little bit of friendly rivalry. UCLA did agree to come join us in this matchup, so I know they'd love it if they could take home the win. But with that said, before we get going, for those of you who are not familiar with how the game of Rocket League kind of plays out, what is it? What is going on? Here, let me give you the short answer, and then we'll kick it to Colton for the little bit more detailed answer. But basically, just imagine this is soccer, but with rocket cars. Or as I believe the original game title was, Colton, if you would refresh the audience for us.
Man, I don't remember it at this point. It's been a while.
It's something
It's like supersonic.
Power. Yeah, there you go.
Something rocket powered battle cars. It's not exact, but yeah. I mean, basically, Rocket League is that. It's just that. It's soccer, but with cars. But the ability where the players are able to take it to with the ability to fly, and hold control of that ball is quite impressive, and you guys will see that as we get into the game shortly. But to break it down a little bit more, there's 3 players on each team, kind of just rotating around the field. You have boost pads to pick up around the field, and you can manage it from there. And you guys will see as we get into the game how these players are able to take advantage of having that boost and manipulate the ball, and we'll see how that works out for them throughout this match.
Yeah, we will, and it looks like we are just about ready for kickoff. So here we go, immediately out the gate, and it does look like UH has the ball. Okay, it's a 3-second goal, somewhat right out the gate. Here, you get to watch kickoff, ladies and gents, as we are off to a flying start.
A flying start indeed. Somewhat able to get the angles off the wall, and it's off a kickoff. I don't exactly think I was ready to have to explain and break down a goal that quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty quick in the game of Rocket League. Don't expect it to be that fast, but it does look like UCLA have recovered a little bit. That initial shock, that initial play off of kickoff means that now they've had the time, they've got the ability to reset, get the formations out, and start sending this ball downfield. As so far, great field control from UH to keep that ball on the other half of the field.
Yeah, but if you're on the side of UCLA, you have a lot of time left. You have 4.5 minutes. 1 goal is not a lot. So if you're UH, you still want to play at full speed. You don't want to get caught, lacking somewhere and get scored on.
Yeah, so far so good. They are playing up pretty far, like you're saying. Onus on them to keep the ball away, keep the tempo up. Shot on goal, not even going to connect to Leo, not able to get much more from that, but it looks like everyone else still just trying to vie for position. And keep in mind, folks, for those of you unfamiliar with Rocket League, you're seeing all these little pads that they're driving over. You're seeing those little floating orange balls. That is the boost that Colton was talking about earlier. That is what gives the cars the ability to fly up in the air, to jump around, and to do all of these crazy ball handling maneuvers like we're seeing. As it's not normal, I think, to see cars just flying through the middle of the air. As that's another goal for someone.
Someone again just getting the better of it, but Sharketeer in the back line able to demolish a car, and in that case just run into a car fast enough, it explodes and that person no longer exists for a couple seconds. But being able to demolish person back in that goal allows for that goal to happen, right? No one is there to save that ball, and someone just gets a free shot.
Yeah, great teamwork coming out from the UHM side. UCLA doing their best, as there goes a counter demo right there from Yoink, trying to clear out the field a little bit as they make their press now. somewhat. Gets a good dribble on the backfield, trying to get the ball away from the net, but so far so good. UCLA shot on goal, but Sharketeer, hero play, just comes flying right up next to the net to keep that ball away. And so far so good. UHM back in control. They just need to get it out. But with the defense and the goalie coming out from Sharketeer, it looks like it will stay for now. So far so good.
Yeah, 3 minutes left to go. If you're on the side of UH, you just want to play a little bit back, right? You understand you're ahead. You just need to play not to completely, take over this lead, which is always nice, but you want to make sure that goals aren't scored. And that was really close. That's something where you need to watch out and make sure people are back to save that ball. Luckily for them, nothing came out of it.
It just slowly creeped by the net. Nothing goes in. Nothing happens there. And so far, so good. But yeah, that was definitely a close one. UCLA got to be a little bit mad about that one, because that could have been a goal. That was their opportunity. But now here we go. Downfield press. Sharketeer gets one demo, but there has been the respawn. All 6 cars back on the field, as we're looking like they will get it away from the net thanks to Taleo. Now, Yoink looking for it. Goes across. Not going to get a good shot on that. Taleo tries to knock it down. Where's the setup? Nothing else going, and so far so good. Yoink tries to pull back away. They just got to get it off the wall for now, but this is setting it up pretty nicely for UHM. They're going to get it back up in the air. No boost control yet, and that means it will get pushed out. Taleo once again looking. It's a failed jump, but will Risden get it? No, just a little bit to the side, and that means for now, a lot of action by the net. No control. UH trying to push it out, and it looks like that will be what happens. Ball goes back to the midfield, and they are getting it clear.
Yeah, clearing it indeed. That's a lot of really good defense on the side of UH, and that's something that I was waiting to see coming into this game. We saw the early goals from the side of UH. I want to see how well do they go when UCLA turns that, flips that coin, and is now on the offense. How well can UH defend? And they defended that quite well. We'll see how well this holds up as the ball starts to fall in front of their goal again. But overall, in the end, works out for them. 1 minute left to go.
Yeah, 1 minute left in the game. Pressure rising onto UH. More and more pressure coming down. UCLA trying to put the screws on, put the offense out. Gets a ball shot out, but gets hit by the top bar and will not be enough. Could have been an angle, but just a little bit short on it, as they're still trying to fly around looking for another shot. Sharketeer now dribbling forward. Gets it past one defender. Look at the ball control, the handling. Risden has to pop back and will get it over. But still, a lot of chaos in the backside. Looking for another one. Jumps up, ball in the air, 30 seconds on the clock. UCLA would like to score it here if they can. Yoink, great shot, but just a little high. Hits on the back wall, great save from somewhat. He keeps it from going in the net, and that means for now, UH should come out to a 1-map lead. It would take a miracle for UCLA here. 10 seconds left on the clock. I want to get it in. No, not a good shot there. 7 seconds. The clock will stay up until that ball hits the ground. What we'll see, 2 seconds, 1, and there it is. Game 1 or not. Hold on. It's still up, but that will be game 1 going over to UH. Well played from both sides. Fairly close game.
Yeah, a close game indeed. Somewhat really showed up there. I mean, he's the only one that scored a goal, throughout the whole entire game. But, I don't know if maybe somewhat should be his name. If we should try to make that a little bit more confident, But in the end of it, somewhat, he showed up with the rest of his team, both of, Sharketeer and Sadaki, able to get assists on those goals as well, doing a really good job. But in the end, UCLA kind of picked it up. They started to read some of the plays from the side of UH. They started to get a little bit more offensive, and were able to, take advantage of that space. They just need to connect it with the goal, and I think they're fine. So going into this next match, I'm interested to see how that's going to change for them. If they're going to try to continue with the same thing, or if they are going to try to mix it up.
Yeah, really, if not for what I think would be the surprise, that surprise kickoff goal coming out from UH, I think there was a very realistic chance that this game could have potentially even got into overtime at a 1-1 or maybe even a 1-0, right? If we're looking at the scoreboards here, UCLA really started to. All right, it was kind of like a wake-up call, right? Okay, they scored. All right, we gotta get it together. We gotta clean it up, and that's what we kind of saw over the course of the rest of the game. They were starting to put a lot more pressure on the offensive side. They weren't really trying to play as far back as they were in the beginning of the game to kind of keep the ball away from their net, keep it away from their half of the map. So I'm very curious to see how this series shapes up, because to me, this could very well go all the way. We could have a series on our hands if UCLA can get that few, those few missed opportunities. If they can clean up and bring it in, that to me is what will signal how this series is going to go.
Yep, but as we get onto the field, starting this match, we can see there's no kickoff goal in the first 3 seconds. So on the side of UCLA, you got to be a little bit happy.
Yeah, that's definitely improvement from game one. I think it's already the call. They gotta be enjoying that all right, they're not starting off the game with a deficit, and actually, so far so good. They've been starting this one with a few great touches, a few great pushes away, as they've got ball control for now. UH now scrambling to get back into the defensive position. Sharkateer just wants to get it away from the net. So far so good. Sadaki, great ball handling. No other goalies, and somewhat right out the gate. It's not 3 seconds, but how about 31 seconds in this time? Great setup from UHM. They capitalize, and it's in.
Okay, now I'm starting to see how this team play works out for the side of UH. Somewhat just scores the goals. That was Sadaki's free goal there. My guy, that's not goal. A good goal nonetheless, and a really good pass from Sadaki to get that, centered and whatnot. But somewhat, you gotta give your team a little bit of chances to feel like they're helping out in their own way,
Listen. There's the stars of the team, right? And somewhat. Oh, okay, but never mind. Sharkateer. I think. You were saying, Colton?
Hey, I said give them chances. Sadaki just he felt like he's like, I wanted that goal. I'm gonna get a goal of my own, even if it's on my own net at that point.
I see. It's the good old, well, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yep.
Well, with that said, the man of the hour we're talking about somewhat gets his cards deleted, and that means Sharkateer gets to swing it in. Somewhat can't score if he's blown up. That's the secret.
There you go. Maybe they just need to be like, hey, just go out there. Just go out there. We'll be behind you. Don't worry. In the end, yeah. If they can enable somewhat, that's great. But always having your teammates behind you in the side of Rocket League is great. You don't have to worry as much. If you're somewhat, you don't have to worry, right? You can just be like, cool, my team is gonna be there. That's a close crossbar hit, though.
Oh, tragedy in the back lines as UCLA not able to get a shot on goal. This should get defended from Yoink. Enough defenders were there. UCLA gotta feel a little heartbroken after that one. That was very, very close. It almost went in. It should have went in. That was their goal, but that crossbar and the defense coming out from UHM means that they are not able to secure what could have been a tied-up game from there. Risden now trying to get some control along with the rest of the squad. They're going to dribble it off the wall, but Sharkateer right on back. Shot on goal is not good from Sadaki. Somewhat pulls it back in, and so far so good. Risden will get it away from the net, and that means now UCLA on the pressure. They're looking for the move. Downfield they go. UH still just trying to hold, but the boost recovery is there. They're going to secure it and establish that control for now. Sadaki wants to bounce it back, look a backflip, not able to do it. And that means for now, UCLA just back under fire. Pressure there, but it looks like for now they will get it across the field. Or will they? So far, there we go, Talo, sorry, right in over. Okay, let's see that one again.
Yeah, a nice long shot from the side of Talo, being able to just get it and basically arc it in. Sometimes you don't expect that on the side of defense. It's very much like, if you're in soccer, you kick it halfway across the field to a goal. No one, sometimes the goalie is not ready, and you'll see some of those clips show up. But Talo just getting the better of it, and this time not able, not landing it on the crossbar. So that ball ends up going in, and they're now tied up.
Ooh. From downtown, Risen comes up through the sky. Taylor wants another one, but he's not going to get it either. Yeah, looking at it now, UH playing a little bit more defensively. Not everyone leaving the net. They are putting some more offensive pressure down, but somewhat's in the back line looking to hold. He pushes it out and gets it down the field, as now it's going back up and around. They're looking for more pressure, not able to do it just yet. Taylor wants to get it into that net, but now just a touch over from Sadaki means that it's going to push back. The rest of the squad, meanwhile, still just trying to get that pressure down. But right there, Sharkateer is there. He's got the defense ready, and he's going for the push back. Sadaki wants to get it bounced up, dribbled over, but a whiff shot from Sharkateer means they won't get the assist back over. Ball in the midfield, still anybody's game. 2-2 apiece, 1:40 on the clock. They're going to just keep bouncing it back. Offense is there, but Sharkateer through the air. He's got it. He's going to spin that one right on home.
What a redirect from Sharkateer. Being able to get up in the air and just redirect the location of where that ball is going to be scored on the goal makes it so much harder to read if you're on the side of UCLA. Sometimes you don't know, right? They can fake it. They can miss it. Sometimes that happens, and it just worked out in their favor. Sharkateer able to get in the third goal. Minute 30 left on the clock. We have to see if UCLA is going to be able to come back and make something happen for them here.
Yeah. Remember now, best of 3 series. This is just an exhibition. We don't want to keep y'all here all day. You've got plenty more esports action to check out across the the sports fest right here going on. I mean, remember, this is just kickoff, right? Literally kickoff, right? I mean, I know we've seen 2 kickoffs so far, but there is a lot more to go. If you guys want to check out more of the action or more of what this event has, you definitely want to check out the marketplace for all the different businesses, any special offers we've got going on. But if you're here in person, check out the arena. They've got a lot of different areas for the kids to, learn about other things, whether that be sports or maybe even esports if you're interested. If, if you can't get your kids away from the computer, then hey, get them involved in esports. Maybe they can make some money or, get a scholarship or something like that. But outside of that, shot on goal, going back into the action here. 30 seconds left on the clock. Still got a lot more to go as Taylor wants to get it back over. Just keeps sending it towards the downfield. Not able to do it just yet. Yoink now holding the line on defense. So far, that has been his job. He's been more or less the one in the goalie position, but somewhat now bounces it back off. A nice defense, pushes it away. No other UCLA members able to capitalize and resend it. 9 seconds on the clock. They would have to get a goal here soon, but with the ball on this side of the map, they're just looking to stall it out. UH needs to get the push over. Taylor wants to get it, but no! It touches the ground, and that means that is game, set, match here for our Rocket League exhibition here between University of Hawaii at Manoa and, of course, the UCLA Rocket League esports team. So well done from both sides. It was still a very entertaining match. I mean, Colt, how do you feel after that one?
I'm much happier watching that match, I think, over the last one. UCLA figured it out. Just UH was able to top them where it mattered. Also happy to see that Somewhat's not the only one scoring for the team this time. It doesn't matter if, he might have stolen the one from Sadaki. I feel a little bad, wanted to get all of them to get goals in it. But in the end, they all worked it out. They had the team plays coming through. A few of the redirects from Sharkateer came through for them as well, able to get the goals. But on the side of UCLA, you scored 2 goals. You came back. You figured it out. You just got the lesser half of it. Just unfortunate. It's how it is sometimes. But I mean, in the end, this rivalry goes back till a long time from football years of, I think it was 1935 we heard from ESPN back. So, I mean, being able to see that and kind of see how this is transforming also into esports as well is pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, worth noting, like you mentioned that, Colt, the first time these guys did play was back in 1935, but this is also a preview of the first matchup of the season for the University of Hawaii football team, as they will play at UCLA on August 28th, for those of you who didn't already know, but I'm sure most of you already do. You're sports fans. You guys get it. You guys know the schedule, especially when it comes to rooting for the home team. But with that said, that will close us out for this portion of today's broadcast and today's games that you guys are going to get to check out. I believe coming up, we do have other events such as an Overwatch exhibition that you guys will get to check out in just a little bit. But again, if that's not your taste, if you want to go check out the arena like we talked about earlier, check out the marketplace, but also check out the auditorium. If you just want to hang out and listen to some interviews or any of the special guests attending this event, you definitely want to go check those out. But for those of us here on at least the Rocket League broadcast side, I know, Colt, you probably got, I think you're going to be on that Overwatch broadcast in a little bit, but that will close us out for Rocket League. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Any final words, Colton?
No, I'm just excited to see how this matchup plays out. And yeah, as you're saying, going into Overwatch, it's the same exact matchup, I believe. It's a UCLA matchup. So we'll see how that goes on that side if that rivalry continues.
Yeah, we will see. It should be a fun time. You guys are in good hands with even more Hawaii alumni, I guess, or Hawaii casters, Hawaii-based talent, basically here on the mic and on the production team. So a special shout out as well to Cool Scoots for being the man behind the camera, and shout out as well to ESPN Honolulu for putting this all together and bringing us all to this. But remember, folks, this has been the ESPN Honolulu Virtual Hawaii Sports Fest, presented to you by United Healthcare. Once again, my name is Kyler Keita Sando, Colton Cool Tune 2000, Okimoto joining me on the mic. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Aloha, it's Matapana, General Manager for ESPN Honolulu here again. I hope these last 8 days of our Virtual Sports Fest was engaging and informative. ESPN Honolulu would like to take this time to thank our title sponsor, United Healthcare Community Plan, as well as our presenting sponsor, the Bump Car Team, and the many different sponsors who sponsored our sports arena, the vendors who participated in the virtual marketplace, Chad Owens, and the current and former players and coaches who participated, as well as all the people who made an impact and were an inspiration in our auditorium. Thanks to Amy Hammonds at Special Events Hawaii, the ESPN Honolulu staff who worked hard for this event, and all our media partners. Finally, our local sports community enthusiasts and all the people of Hawaii. We hope you had a great experience, and we at ESPN Honolulu look forward to bringing you more information and content along the way. We hope to see you in June 2022 for our 10th year anniversary of our sports festival at the Blaisdell Convention Center. Thank you.